Tigers aiming for a national championship, off to a 3-0 start, trying to keep it rolling tonight.
Welcome to SEC Saturday Night.
There's a party going on.
5G home internet. The Fighting Tigers of LSU are 3-0 to start a season for the first time since they won it all in 2019. And tonight, they welcome the Lions from Southeastern for just the third time ever. Lions and Tigers have met in this stadium in 1949 and 2018, and now they run it back one more time as the Lions look for their first ever win against an FBS foe. Let's get you down the field. Head coach Brian Kelly standing by with Cole Kubelik.
Coach, your quarterback Garrett Nussmeier been a little bit dinged up this year. Does the plan for him change at all tonight going into this matchup?
We really want to let the offense run through him. Certainly a balanced attack. We want to run the football, but he's got to throw it too. He's feeling good. We want this to be kind of a start of where we think our offense can go.
There have been some folks around the program not necessarily satisfied with winning games. How do you keep your team hungry and make sure that doesn't creep into your locker room for this game?
Yeah, these guys work so hard. And so, it's the world we live in today, right? I focus strictly on my players and how they prepare, and they're prepared. They'll play well tonight.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, you.
All right, Cole, thanks. There's no question LSU football exists in a fishbowl, and the biggest fish in that bowl is their defense. Tom Hart, Jordan Rogers. The defense has been elite. It has been national championship caliber to this point. How has Blake Baker, the defensive coordinator, gotten them to that point?
Well, what a sight for sore eyes for Tigers fans to win games because of your defense. But I asked Blake Baker directly this week, what's different this year about this defense? He mentioned two guys, P.J. Woodland and Mansour Delane, both their top corners, the ability to lock down in man coverage. As you see the numbers there, this is QBR. It's 0 to 100. Last year, pretty average in man coverage. This year, quarterbacks are really struggling because they're that good on the outside. And what does that do? It allows Blake Baker to showcase DNA, which is being a man pressure-oriented blitz defense. You see the numbers are way up on blitz, and that is partly the success they're having on defense because of how they've changed their DNA.
Well, on the other side of the coin for this LSU team, they lost 4 of their starting offensive linemen from last season. That was a big turnaround to try and get new guys introduced to the offense, and that, Jordan, has been the elephant in the room. The run game has suffered. The passing game and the explosiveness is just not there. They're the least explosive offense in the SEC. So, Cole, that begs the question, with 4 new starters on the offensive line, what blame do they share with the struggling run game?
I think there's plenty to go around on the entire offense, and the offensive line has had their struggles. And you get guys that haven't operated together in game situations, it's not going to be clean. Those combination blocks climbing to the second level, understanding when to leave, when to stay, it's not going to be great. However, I do think formationally and personnel-wise, with play selections that come out of certain formations and how they operate through those, can help the run game get going for LSU if they can continue to get that going in different ways throughout the course of this season.
Well, Jordan, they have this guy, Garrett Nussmeier, the guys in the studio were talking about it. The expectation builds when you're a returning starter at this position in this league. He has yet to hit the high water marks that he hit last year.
Yeah, year 2 in this system. I think right now when you watch Garrett Nussmeier, he is in complete command at the line of scrimmage. He understands every protection and defense, but partly at times for a quarterback, you can have paralysis by analysis, trying to be too perfect on every single play. I want to see LSU use some tempo, get the ball out of his hands quickly to the speed and talent they have on the outside. I still believe Garrett Nussmeier is one of the best quarterbacks in the entire country. I think Brian Kelly, Joe Sloan in this offense, like Brian Kelly mentioned, is going to start catching fire here tonight.
They have a chance to show it. Southeastern won the toss, selected to defer, so LSU will have the ball to start the game. And one of Cole's favorite players has it on a tee, and Alec Mahler, the outdoorsman, will put it in the air and get us started tonight. Marion Brown, electric return man, won't have a chance, or will he? Yeah, they want to bring it out from 5 yards deep. Brown makes the first man miss, trying to find the edge. gets escorted out of bounds just past the 20, up near the 25-yard line. And it brings Garrett Nussmeier to center stage. First LSU returning quarterback with 4,000 passing yards in the previous season.
Yeah, I think we've seen Garrett Nussmeier dealing with a little bit of an injury. He had aggravated an ab in his torso early in fall camp, kind of flared up against Clemson. Against La Tech, you saw the inaccuracies downfield. He's as healthy as he's been. I expect this offense to really focus on pushing the ball downfield vertically, taking advantage of the speed they have.
Caden Durham starts at running back. They want to throw on first down. And it's a backwards pass to Durham who loses his footing and gets taken down for a loss on the first play. Cameron Ford in on the stop for the Lions. Nussmeier leads the SEC in passing attempts, despite the fact that this LSU offense is averaging fewer than 20 points for the first 3 games for the first time since 1993. That was a loss of 7. And now to the run game. And they try to go straight up the middle with Durham, and he is bottled up. Rowan Briggs, a senior at Denton Guyer High School, in on the stop for Southeastern.
Yeah, and that's where they've struggled, is running between the tackles. Just 1.8 yards per rush on inside zone this year. You see the bad numbers for their offense in general. I do think they took the pedal off the metal a little bit last week because of how well the defense was playing against DJ Lagway. But this is not where they wanted to start the game in 3rd and long.
10th in the league in 3rd down conversion. Pocket holds. Nussmeier's got time. And he slings it out to his tight end, Bauer Sharp, the former Lion. Tries to hurdle his way down the sideline. And LSU will run out the punt team.
Well, you can already tell the plan for Southeastern Louisiana. Play zone coverage, play deep, keep everything in front of you. They know the speed advantages with LSU, and a picture-perfect first series for the Lions defense.
Grant Chadwick on to punt it away. And a low punt. Takes an LSU hop. And rolls inside the 20. It'll look good on the scorecard, a 54-yarder. Jordan, Southeastern will play a couple of different quarterbacks tonight. We'll see Carson Camp to start.
Yeah, Carson Camp, the transfer from Sac State. He's a journeyman, his 3rd school. More of a pocket passer. He's got a great release, a really good understanding of passing concepts. The other guy, Kyle Lowe, who we'll see as well. A little bit more of a runner. They will run Carson Camp, but I expect the ball to come out of Camp's hands very quickly. In talking to offensive coordinator Anthony Selfo, he realizes this defensive front pretty nasty for LSU. He wants to get the ball out of his quarterback's hands into space as frequently as possible.
Scored a touchdown in the first 4 possessions against Mississippi Valley State last week. DeAndre Jackson gets a start at tailback, and they go to the slant little screen action. Jalen DiMaggio, the junior from Lafayette.
DiMaggio, big body, 6'2", 210 pounds, had 3 touchdowns last week. He was a machine, and a guy I expect, because of the height advantage there, that they'll take a couple shots downfield with him.
And they will run clock, try to hang around in this game. Their head coach, Frank Selfall, was the offensive coordinator when La Tech came in here in 08 and took the lead at halftime. He said, we're using that same game plan. May not have the pop pass in, but we're going to try to run some clock and stick around. And a deflection, but a whistle pre-snap. Bernard Gooden had the penetration.
Encroachment, offense, number 80, 5-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
Kyle Olson is a referee. Deshaun Hughley. Baton Rouge native is the one who got flagged. That'll back him up.
Well, you already see the plan, right? A couple quick passes to the perimeter. Try to neutralize this defensive front as much as possible. You mentioned Bernard Gooden in the backfield there. The transfer from USF has made a huge impact for this defensive front, along with a number of transfers across the front for LSU.
Jackson and Zane Hooper in the backfield. High snap handle, and they go off tackle to the right side with Jackson. Gets them back to where they started. Now looking at 3rd in about 3.
It's one thing those gap scheme runs can do for you, fellas. You take advantage of the aggressiveness that LSU brings. Linebacker wants to run through north-south, pull that guard, pull that tackle around. All you have to do is wall them off and allow the running back to cut back underneath. An excellent job of execution there on that scheme.
And they've got speed. DeAndre Jackson was the standout at 3rd and 2. And a QB draw. Not working as Whit Weeks comes in to make the stop. 15th consecutive start for Weeks.
Boy, tight.
They're going 3 and out.
Don, what are you doing in there? Hello?
So I take a pic of my face. What? And she responds back, cute face.
Don't know where to start? Thumbtack knows. Get recommendations for all your home projects. Hire the right pro today.
Other sausage brands use non-meat filler. That's just non-good. Keep it real, people, and keep it juicy.
Boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect, come the man and command, come flow with the sounds of the mighty.
Ever wonder what makes Bush's beans the best? The star of the ads, obviously. Sure do. Roll that beautiful bean footage. No matter the bean, Bush's are the best because they're always perfectly cooked. Bush's beans, make it the best.
Paradise doesn't always have palm trees. Corona, La Playa awaits.
$7 for coffee? Nah. How about Sonic's salted caramel toffee iced coffee with cold foam for only $2.99? It's the fancy without the pricey.
You want to live free?
Are you sitting down? Southwest is introducing assigned seating!
Assigned seating! Now we can choose our seats before we get on the plane.
I had a dream about this!
Doesn't every airline do assigned seating?
They do now.
Well, back here in Baton Rouge, the run game for LSU has been a target of criticism. And the word from the coaching staff is they want Caden Durham to stay on his track. When a run is designed to go outside, stay outside. You see here, could have been one-on-one with the corner. That's a matchup they love. Again, outside zone. You got 2, 3 blocks out in front, man-on-man, one with the corner. That's the matchup they want. Too many times Caden Durham is cutting that run back too early, causing negative plays. They want to get to the outside, use your speed, trust the track is what you call it. Trust the track of the run, and some of those will spit, and the run game could get fixed real quick here, Tom.
It has not been an explosive offense at all. Nussmeyer to throw. It is incomplete right through the hands of Barrion Brown. That was an issue for Brown at Kentucky. had a case of the dropsy his entire time in Lexington.
Yeah, just one reception so far. Excuse me, one rush. 15 receptions on the year for Barryon. They want to get him more involved, though. Joe Sloan mentioned, I want to get him the ball in space. Also want to take some shots downfield to Barryon, see if we can hit it.
They have been using him in the jet sweep game. Those go as receptions. Nussmeier deep out. That's lobbed in and incomplete. Aaron Anderson couldn't squeeze it. Back-to-back drops for the receiving corps.
Along the field is an incomplete pass. Third down.
This one fluttered a little bit, but right in the breadbasket for Aaron Anderson. Just took his eyes off it as he was turning, trying to make somebody miss. And we've all heard the noise about the lack of deep balls, coming into this game. Garrett Nussmeier, 3 of 11 on throws at 20+. Well, that one wasn't his fault.
No.
Got to come down with it when it's right in the breadbasket.
Nor was the first one. 3rd and 10. And they fit that one in against his own. Aaron Anderson picks up the first down as LSU moves the chain for the first time. Going back to the offense and the sluggishness, Brian Kelly said, I think it's paralysis by analysis. All right, let's just find our playmakers, get them the ball, get it out quickly, make it happen, let them go to work. And tonight will be a great opportunity for that as Durham gets smothered inside the tackle.
And what helps with that is sometimes going tempo, right? So you kind of take the ability of Garrett Nussmeier to slow things down and get the protection right. No, just call it and run it, right? Use tempo, trust the talent and speed we have. As you see here, 2 plays in a row, they're getting to the line of scrimmage quicker and trying to just run it.
I think it's an important point. They fake the toss, and now he'll sling it out to Durham. Durham gets upended. I don't know what the film showed in terms of a grade for Garrett Nussmeier, but the sense we got from both Brian Kelly and Joe Sloan, but especially Kelly, was Garrett's got to do a better job making decisions in terms of when you give, when you don't give, and who do you go to.
Yeah, and that is exactly what you mentioned. Paralysis by analysis. He's trying to be too perfect. When you're trying to be too perfect, you're a little late. You're a tick late on a decision to hand it off. You're a tick late on getting to the check down or getting to your second or third read. So Sloan just calling plays to let him call it, run it. 1-2, let it rip.
They're down 2. Straight up the middle, and the entire pile will move it for a first down.
We talked about the offensive line. Obviously, you lose 4 guys to the NFL. It's tough to just replace guys like that. We're 3 weeks, 4 weeks now into the season. I think this group is starting to come together a little bit more. Obviously, blame is with the running backs, with the play calling, with the offensive line. It's all around, but feels like this is a good game to try to get things going and get that unit cohesive with some momentum and positivity.
Well, Johnson now in a running back, running behind Braylon Moore at center. And he gets bottled up. KK Reno, senior from New Iberia, in on the stop. He's one of Frank Selfo's favorites. A lot of Louisiana kids on this southeastern side. They're playing in here as players likely for the first time. There's some excitement to that. No walkthrough at the stadium yesterday. In fact, they didn't bus over from Hammond, USA until this afternoon. To the flat, and a quick hit on Barryon Brown. They set up 3rd and a long one. Zach Johnson to stop.
You see that ball coming off a little high for Garrett Nussmeier. Something I talked to Joe Sloan about on the field earlier. I'll get back to that in just a second.
And the Tigers have converted 3 straight 3rd down.
With that ab injury that has been noteworthy for Garrett Nussmeier, you're hesitant to rotate and use a lot of torque through rotation, which is how you get velocity on throws. So he's been a strider and a leaner a little bit. He's been getting his weight on his front side to try to overcompensate for that ab injury, and you're starting to see balls miss a little bit higher, more consistently because of that injury. So you can tell, still not quite 100%.
This is the 10th play of the drive, 2nd possession for LSU. They had a short field thanks to the shank punt. Here's Brown. Cole, what'd you learn from Brian Kelly pregame?
We talked about the offensive line. A couple of things you guys were just mentioning, but it's interesting because the last 2 plays, they're down in 3-point stances. One thing BK told me before the game, he said, I went back and practiced 2 weeks ago and said, we need to start getting our guys in the 3-point stance. Learn how to fire off the football. Play old school football. Keep your pads low and drive people.
Well, as a wing is active coach in college football right now. Change of direction in the backfield, and Johnson gets stood up just at the line of scrimmage. Brian Kelly's a no-nonsense coach. If there's something that he wants to fix, he will address it, and he will address it directly. More than a glancing tug on the face mask, got him all the way turned around, no flag. 3 straight third down conversions for LSU.
It's an area down here in the low red zone where Nick Anderson and his height at 6'4" is quite the weapon at the bottom of the screen right here.
Then you got a Katy, Texas. To the run game, and straight up the middle is Durham. He picks up the first down and takes it down to the 1.
Pistol formation, you get downhill, Jordan, in a hurry.
Yeah, really good job by Caden Durham of pressing that and then finding the cutback there that time.
And now Nussmeier takes it himself and gets it over for the score. Touchdown plunge for Garrett Nussmeier. His first rushing touchdown of the season, and that caps a 13-play, 45-yard drive.
Down in the low red zone, getting it done with the offensive line, getting it done with the push, and then, you know, as quarterbacks, even though the offensive line and the running back got you down there, we're going to get the touchdown in our column with a little quarterback sneak. Never fails.
Never, ever. Get the helmet ripped off, mouthpiece hanging halfway out. Damian Ramos on for the point after. That was a lengthy drive. 5:18 off the clock to cover 13 plays. The only thing longer is a drive from the terminal to the New Orleans rental car facility. 7-0 LSU. Who needs the tush push? Just let your guys sneak it over the line.
When are sports more than sports? When your highlight reel opens the door to 4 years of higher education, 0 student loan debt, NIL earning potential, and direct financial benefits. When your stats include free room and board, nutrition and mental health support, plus medical care with extended coverage. And when your experiences, friendships, and development put you in the win column for life. For college athletes, sports just mean more.
Space that adapts. Clarity that keeps you focused. And style that grabs hold. Welcome to the Genesis GV8.
Gives you the power of a mobile generator. So as long as you've got a TV and a signal, you don't have to miss another game. Just one more reason why Ford F-Series has been the best-selling truck in America 48 straight years. Ford F-150 and your Southern Quality Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of LSU Athletics. Let the good times roll.
Squeeze every ounce of life out of every day. Memorize every sunset, every face you love, and climb every obstacle until you can't go higher. With Louisiana Blue, you're free to soar because you've got the compassion of the cross, the security of the shield, and the comfort of blue behind you. Live Louisiana. We've got you. Louisiana Blue. Louisiana True.
This is LSU Fighting Tiger Football on the LSU Sports Radio Network, powered by People's Health.
LSU takes the early lead, 7-0, 5:08 remaining here in the first quarter. Fans Bud Light, proud sponsor of LSU Athletics. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Taking a look at that scoring drive brought to you by LSU Online. Fans driven to score, built to win. LSU Online, win where you are. 13 plays, 45 yards, 5 minutes and 18 seconds. And it's the 5th career rushing touchdown for Garrett Nussmeier. He punches it in from a yard out, and it's 7-0 after the point after from Damian Ramos. Brandon Hayes back deep for the Lions. Aaron Burrell ready to kick it back. Here's the approach from the 35. And Burrell sends it high, end over end, and about 6 yards deep. And for a split second, thought Hayes might bring it out, but eventually, a little stutter step, he takes a knee, and it'll be a touchback, first down and 10 at the 25. All right, Jacob, second possession of the game. LSU gets great field position at the Lion 45. They go down 13 plays, punch it in. What did you like? What you saw there by the offense in their second possession?
Yeah, I like not overthinking it. Like, let's get the play in, let's get to the line, let's run it, let's execute, right? And, nothing too trickery, just, hey, we're going to run the football, we're going to throw some stuff at the line of scrimmage, we're going to hit some crossers, but also just when you get to the 1 yard line, hey, let's send our quarterback on a quarterback sneak. Let's just get him in the end zone. He converted a third down as well. I liked how simplistic that was because they just wanted to go out there and be successful.
First down and 10 at the 25. Carson Camp takes the shotgun snap. He'll swing it far side, and with some blockers out in front, making his way to the 30 is Brandon Hayes. Picks up 5 yards before he stopped there. It'll be second down and 5 for the Lions.
Yeah, Southeastern definitely trying to kind of get on those edges with those quick throws there. Again, it's an extension of your run game. They don't probably feel like they can line up and run the football. So plays like that, if they're going to happen all night long, just try to get the ball out of the quarterback's hand and get your guy on the edge.
Single back out of the shotgun. Camp awaits. He sends a receiver, one to each side. Second and 5 from their own 30, and the handoff, and just bouncing his way across the 30, just shy of the 32, is Jaden Henry, the grad student out of Fort Lauderdale. Gabriel Relaford with the stop for LSU. Relaford with 3 tackles last week for the Tigers in that win over Florida. Riggin getting some time in on that defensive edge. He and Patrick Payton, really a good 1-2 punch over there for Coach Kevin Peoples.
Yeah, the edge position's been good for LSU all season long, right? I mean, setting that edge, making it hard for anybody to get it outside in the run game, then send it to your All-American linebacker, Whit Weeks.
Third down and 3 from their own 32-yard line as Camp again out of the gun. The crossbuck handoff trying to go to the far side, but LSU said none of that. Whit Weeks gets in on DeAndre Jackson along with Relaford again defensively for LSU, and they shut down that play. Lost a couple of yards. It'll set up 4th and 5 in another punting situation. We'll see Alec Mahler again for the second time tonight.
Like I was talking about, so I'm a little surprised on second and third down that the Lions decided to try to run on the LSU defense. When they've had any success tonight, it's been getting the ball out on the edges through the air.
Mahler stands at the 15-yard line of his own. Here's the snap. He'll let it go. LSU came after it. Low line punt. Flag comes out. Going to be fielded by Thomas at about the 24 near side. Now he spins away from a couple of would-be tacklers, and eventually they put him into the boundary at around the 26-yard line. But we'll see what the flag's all about. LSU did come after it, but looked like just a slight bump on the punter, Alec Mahler. So we'll get a call from Kyle Olson. And it was 4th and 5 prior to that punt.
Running into the kicker. Defense, number 10. It's a 5-yard penalty. Results in a first down.
That's not going to make LSU fans happy at all.
It's not going to make Coach Brian Kelly very happy at all either. CB, you've been doing this a long time. Coaches get the most angry, I feel like, when you have special teams penalties, certainly ones that get your defense right back on the field.
No doubt about it. LSU got the stop they wanted, ready to get the ball back, keep that momentum they had offensively, and the miscue gives it right back to the Lions, gives them a fresh set of downs with 2:57 remaining here in the first quarter. LSU Athletics would like to thank its corporate partners. That's Cox, McDonald's, Our Lady of the Lake Health, Albertsons, Louisiana Blue, Coca-Cola, and Hancock Whitney. Another wild day in college football. Of course, we'll pass along some scores for you. Brian Haldane will have a full top 25 and SEC rundown coming up during the ISC Constructors Fighting Tiger halftime report. But tough one for Arkansas today. That one stands out. Lost to Memphis 32-31 in the most unbelievable way.
Up 3 scores at one point.
First down and 10 at the 35. This re-energized Lions offense. As now we'll see Carson Camp work under center. Deep drop. Time in the pocket, now going to be flushed out. Camp coming near side. He's across the 40 trying to get to the boundary, but he'll take a slide as here comes Harold Perkins Jr., Devon Keys. A long with DJ Pickett. He thought maybe not trying to get to the sideline was a good idea. I can't say that I blame him. Picks up 8 yards on the quarterback scamper, and it's 2nd down and 2. Yeah, now this is going to be an interesting play here, okay? 2nd and 2. Are you going to take a shot? Are you going to try to, look, you got sudden change. You got the ball back after running into the kicker there. Are you going to try to pick it up on the ground? Or are you going to say, hey, we got 2 downs to try to pick up the 1st down here. Let's take a shot on 2nd down. So LSU's defense certainly needs to get ready for that possibility.
Carson Camp lines them up in a pistol formation. Motion a receiver at the snap. And they're going to try to come near side again on the ground. And just too much speed for LSU at the boundary. As they gave it off to Luke Besh, but not much doing there. It does make 3rd down and about 2. So now we got our answer, Jacob. They were still going to try to get to the corner on the ground, but LSU shuts it down. So now they're looking at 3rd down and 2, where not the situation you want to be in, considering they're 0 for 2 thus far on 3rd down conversion. So we'll see a big bingo pest product 3rd down for this LSU defense, leading 7-0 with 2:04 remaining here in the 1st quarter. Camp again will line up in the shotgun. He'll motion the tight end left to right, little high snap, but he hands it off. Coming near side, trying to fight to the 45, and right near it is going to be DeAndre Jackson. It looks like the spot not favoring the Lions. It looks to be a little shy of that 45-yard line. They needed to be right on the nose of the 45. DJ Pickett and Whit Weeks doing a great job trying to keep him from the 1st down yardage. And it appears to be 4th and less than a yard here for the Lions. And right now, approaching midfield. It looks like the Lions are going to keep the offense out there. On the season, they're 0 for 4 on 4th down conversions. Now this Tiger crowd trying to get in the ear of Carson Camp as he lines up under center. He's going to try to keep it himself. The initial surge says no, and I don't think he got close to the 45. Neither do our side judge or officials. And it looks like LSU are going to have a possession here. And still waiting on the official signal, but nobody is at the 45. So it will be a turnover on downs, and LSU's defense, after having to come back out on the field for the special teams miscue, gets the 4th down stop. And again, for the 2nd straight drive, Jacob, LSU going to start right around the line, 45-yard line.
Yeah, I really like that from LSU's defense. They kind of lined up, and then at the last second, those edge defenders kind of squeezed in to make it really tough to run there in the middle. Great push also by the LSU defense. I like that play design as well from Blake Baker.
7-0, LSU leads. We got a timeout on the field. Tigers with the football when we come back on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Squeeze every ounce of life out of every day. Memorize every sunset, every face you love, and climb every obstacle until you can't go higher. With Louisiana Blue, you're free to soar because you've got the compassion of the cross, the security of the shield, and the comfort of blue behind you. Live Louisiana. We've got you. Louisiana Blue. Louisiana True.
Get ready, Tiger fans! Venture Global is proud to partner with LSU Athletics, powering Louisiana and the world with clean, low-cost, reliable energy and fueling the future of our great state. As we cheer on the Tigers this season, we're also driving innovation, creating jobs, and supporting our local communities. Together, we're building a brighter, more sustainable tomorrow. Venture Global, proud partner of LSU Athletics, powering champions on and off the field. Go Tigers!
Everyone has their own favorite way to experience Louisiana. For some, it's the taste of hot beignets with a creamy cafe au lait. For others, it's swaying to the music of brass bands, Zydeco, and all the music in between. It's boating on the bayou, weaving your way through festivals, road tripping in pursuit of the greatest gumbo. Whoever you are, whatever you crave, Louisiana will feed your soul. Go to findyourlouisiana.com to plan your visit today.
LSU Tiger fans are gearing up with real Tigers apparel and merchandise from the official online store at lsushop.net. Get jerseys, sideline gear, polos, t-shirts, hats, official team merchandise from Nike, accessories, and much more. Over 3,600 products, all shipped right to your door. Head to the place real Tiger fans go for the selection only real Tiger fans get at lsushop.net.
Go behind the scenes. Check out our booth cam on Facebook and YouTube from the LSU Sports Radio Network.
7-0 our score. LSU leading Southeastern Louisiana with 1:10 remaining here in the first quarter. Fans LSU Athletics will like to once again think it's corporate partners Cox, McDonald's, Our Lady of the Lake Health, Albertsons, Louisiana Blue, Coca-Cola, and Hancock Whitney. Tigers take over. Another great defensive stop. Southeastern going for it on 4th down. They come up short. Garrett Nussmeier and company in business once again. They'll start 1st and 10 just outside the Lion 44-yard line. And Jacob Hester, it's always great to be here on a Saturday night in Death Valley, but to be joined by a Hall of Famer in the booth.
That's right.
John Brady bringing us some good mojo up here in the booth. He and several others last night inducted the newest class of the LSU Hall of Fame downtown at the Manship Theater. It was a great night for everybody, and certainly couldn't be happier for Coach Brady and the rest, who will all be honored coming up at halftime here at Tiger Stadium. 1st down and 10 at the 44. Pistol formation for Nussmeier. Motion Anderson. Little bootleg to the right. Nussmeier throwing on the run. Sliding catch at the 34-yard line by Nick Anderson. Very close to the first down sticks. Maybe, yep, they're going to call it a Louisiana Blue first down for your Tigers. Nice slide. Anderson looks like he would be great coming in from 3rd into home plate.
Yeah, that's a really nice throw by Nussmeier. Bauer Sharp doesn't seal the edge there, so he's got to stop and throw across his body. It's another good sign for LSU's quarterback.
Nussmeier, empty backfield. Pressure comes, and this time getting free and bringing down Nuss back around the 44-yard line is going to be Caleb Proctor, the senior out of Oak Grove, who just was let free. And I'll tell you what, I was impressed with Proctor. 6'3", 280. He was really moving, got to Nussmeier quickly. Last week, the Tigers did not give up a sack to this Florida defense. That's the first of the night for the Lions.
Yeah, I mean, this LSU offensive line, 1 in the first week against Clemson, none last week. And so they've done a great job. That was a nice inside move there by Proctor.
8-yard loss. It'll be 2nd down at about 19 here. And that may be the final play, and they try to get the snap off, but the clock goes 000, and that'll end the first quarter of action. So the Tigers will switch sides of the field. They'll be looking at 2nd down and 19 from the Lion 43-yard line. After 1 quarter of play, LSU leading Southeastern 7-0. We'll return after this on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Hey, college football fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day.
And an ice cold Bud Light.
Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot
Or parked on the couch.
sitting on your lucky stool at the bar,
Or standing in the fan section all game long.
the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win
Into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that.
Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
BRQ Seafood and Barbecue is your ultimate destination for food, fun, and an unforgettable experience. Come enjoy our daily specials or indulge in our brunch every Saturday and Sunday. Planning an event? Choose to have BRQ cater your event or host your gathering on our outdoor patio, the backyard. Plus, as the official catering services of LSU Athletics, we are the top choice for your game day celebrations and special events. Join us at BRQ Seafood and Barbecue, where food, fun, and unforgettable moments await.
Something new is happening at Cox. Now the price of your Cox internet and mobile plan won't go up for 3 years, and Wi-Fi equipment is included. So no frustrating price changes, just a lot more of what you want, like a pizza with extra pineapple. Yikes. Okay, let's stick with something everyone wants. No price changes on your plan, guaranteed. Learn more at cox.com/value. Must have at least 500 megabits per second speeds and Cox Unlimited mobile taxes and fees excluded from price guarantee. Mobile data speeds reduced after 20 gigs usage per month.
Trust isn't given. It's earned by showing up, leading the way, and performing at your best when it matters most. Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here. Visit OLOLRMC.com/LSU.
We return to second quarter action of LSU Fighting Tiger football presented by Dudley DeBosier on the LSU Sports Radio Network, powered by People's Health.
All right, as we return to Tigers Stadium to start the second quarter, LSU leading Southeastern Louisiana 7-0. The Tigers football on their own 43-yard line, facing a 2nd and 19. Guys did want to report Tredez Green indeed went back inside, took off the knee brace, took off his pants. He's in purple sweats, so he is obviously not going to play tonight. But the good thing is he's moving around well. So hopeful for next week. We'll see what Coach says in the Monday press conference and see how he performs during the week.
Absolutely, Gordon. It's one of the things that they talked about Thursday night. He said, hey, we got him out there during practice, actually catching a few passes, kind of hinting at the fact that maybe this week he would not be called into action. But as Gordy said, he was out there warming up in pregame, which is another great sign, in hopes that he'll be ready to go when they need him next week.
Yeah, look, when you get to like the next level, when you get to play in the NFL, like oftentimes you can go, but it's like, okay, in this game, we're going to put him through basically a simulated game. And that's what we're going to do, right? We're going to get him ready for the next week. Maybe he's not quite ready to go. So it's good to see him be able to go out there, put on his uniform, run through the drills, because as we all know, you're going to need Tredez Green if you want to continue on here and thrive in the SEC.
No doubt. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Louisiana fans, proud to be the official health insurance of LSU Athletics. Live Louisiana. We've got you. Started the second quarter. It'll be 2nd and 19. Again, at the 43-yard line of the Lions. That's where Nussmeier ready to take the shotgun snap. 2 wide to the left, 2 to the right. Here's the snap, belt high. Nussmeier, plenty of time, scans the field, and the pass incomplete near side at the 35. He was looking for Nick Anderson coming back for it. Hit him in the hands, couldn't hold on. Zach Johnson was on coverage for Southeastern Louisiana.
So it looks like so far the game plan for Southeastern Louisiana is pretty identical to what Florida did. It's been 2 high safeties all game long, and that's really where Florida led. And so they're trying to replicate what the Gators did a week ago.
3rd down and 19 from the 43-yard line. Trip receivers left, 1 to the right. Nussmeier forced out of the pocket, throws back against his body, gets it to Durham. Durham tripped up at the 40, but falls forward down near the 35-yard line, picks up maybe 8, possibly 9. And again, a long way to go here, as that was Reno and Proctor able to eventually get Durham down on the ground. That was a great throw. And again, a good sign that Nussmeier in that torso feeling a little bit better. He was going to his right, stepping right, planted, and then threw back to the left. And it looks like the Tigers going to keep the offense out there here on 4th down and 11. The Tigers on the year 0 for 1. Trip receivers again to the left, 2 wide to the short side. That's the right. Empty backfield. Nussmeier with the ball in hand, throws down the middle. Catch going to be grabbed by Xavion Thomas at the 20, and he's down to around the 18-yard line. A Louisiana Blue first down for your Tigers on a pickup of 17 yards. Shakespeare Lewis on the tackle for the Lions, but a big-time play on 4th down, their first 4th down conversion of the year. Motion, a receiver left to right. Here's the snap. Give to Jawan Johnson. Big hole up the middle. He's inside the 10. Bounces off a defender at the 5 and brought down near the 2-yard line. 16-yard gain. It'll be first down, goal to go for your Tigers. Jones and Norwood saved the score for the Lions, but LSU trying to line up quickly here. First down, goal to go, just inside the Lion 2. Johnson stays out there as the running back. Nussmeier in the shotgun. Ball middle of the field. Here's the snap. Give to Johnson. Johnson trying to force his way into the end zone, and he finds it. Touchdown, Fighting Tigers. Touchdown, Jawan Johnson. 2-yard touchdown, and the Tigers make it 13-0 with 13:12 to go here in the first half.
I tell you what, like a play like that on 4th and 11 to convert, to keep that drive going. We talked about it early in the broadcast. It's like, okay, let's get some confidence going. Let's get some flow going for the offense. And when your coach says, you know what, it's 4th and 11, hey, stay on the field, that gives you that ultimate confidence. The last thing you want to do is let him down when he's got that confidence in you. So let's see if they can get something started for this LSU offense moving forward.
First career touchdown for Jawan Johnson. Talented high school player here in the state of Louisiana. They're right now doing a little bit of everything for the Tigers. Ramos once again puts it through and true, and that'll make it 14-0 LSU leading Southeastern. That touchdown brought to you by Louisiana Blue, and with that good kick, the good hands at Allstate will contribute to the Tigers General Scholarship Fund for student athletes across all sports. Thank you, Allstate. We got a timeout on the field. LSU a 2-score lead, 14-0. Back after this on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
There's danger out there. It lurks on highways and quiet neighborhood streets. It's more likely to kill you than a shark and more terrifying than the biggest snake. Distracted driving claims lives every day. Every notification, swipe, social post, video, or selfie while driving risks your life. So while you might think public speaking or the zombie apocalypse is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hey, Tiger fans 12 and younger, don't miss your chance to be a part of Mike's Kids Club. Presented by Shell, the exclusive kids club of LSU Athletics. Join Mike's Kids Club for only $25. Get the official Mike's Kids Club t-shirt, free admission to select LSU athletic events, and much, much more. To learn about upcoming events and to join, please visit LSUMKC.com. The Mike's Kids Club, presented by Shell.
Every Tiger knows it's not just about where you are, it's about how you play the game. At LSU Online, we bring that same grit and greatness to your education. Whether you're watching from Baton Rouge or beyond, you can earn your degree on your time from anywhere. Flexible, online, built for Tiger Nation. Visit online.lsu.edu and win where you are.
Second quarter action continues. Presented by Dudley DeVosier. This is LSU Fighting Tiger Football on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Powered by People's Health.
Couple of rushing touchdowns so far for LSU. Garrett Nussmeier gets them on the board, 7-0. Jawan Johnson with his first rushing touchdown as a Tiger. Puts them up 14-0. Ramos good on both point afters. 13-12 remaining here in the second quarter. Let's go down on the field for a Sunshine Sideline report. Gordy, one of the things we talked about early on, Xavion Thomas and Jawan Johnson, they're kind of the gadget guys offensively, but don't think they're all about finesse. That was a power run by Johnson to get in the end zone.
Yeah, I know Jacob's got to be excited about that. Look, these runners can definitely go left and right. They're shifty, but they can get up the field and they have a little bit of push to them. And LSU's going to need that throughout the season. It's going to have to be more than just Caleb Durham. It's going to have to be by committee, and to see Johnson and Thomas do that's fantastic.
Aaron Burrell set to kick it back to the Lions. Here's the approach and the kick. Again, booming kick. That one would have been good, I think, through the uprights had he had the angle. That one to the back of the end zone by Burrell, and the Lions will start first down and 10 at their own 25. LSU Athletics once again would like to thank tonight's game sponsor. That's Albertsons, official grocery partner of LSU Athletics. So far tonight for the Lions, 27 yards total offense, 14 through the air, 13 on the ground. Checking the quarterback so far, Carson Camp 2 for 3, 14 yards. By the way, Garrett Nussmeier looks like he's feeling good. 9 of 12 passing, 66 yards, completing 75% of his passes. Now we'll see Kyle Lowe take over at quarterback. He's more of the running style, dual threat quarterback. Takes the snap, quick fire, and in double coverage, it's incomplete up at the 30-yard line. He was looking for the tight end, Cade Collier. It's Marcus Cooley all over him in coverage. And we got flags down at the 20-yard line as it appears Aiden Wilkinson, one of the tight ends for the Lions, had his helmet removed. We'll see what it's all about as our crew chief Kyle Olson talking it over with his colleague. We'll see what the penalty is all about.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 96, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Tough break there. Tom McKinley a little too aggressive. That's going to give the Lions some yardage here.
I think he got under Wilkinson's face mask, and you said that helmet was removed. It was a projectile. It flew about 10 yards out there, so Dom's flagged on that one, set up a first down for the Lions.
Yeah, I think you're right, Gordy. I was wondering why Wilkinson was walking about 10 yards to pick up his lid. First down and 10 now, moved up to the 40-yard line for the Lions. Again, it'll be Kyle Lowe taking the snap. Here it comes, a little high, but handled. Now he's going to keep pulls. Tries to come near side again. LSU all over it. First man got to him. Again, Whit Weeks cleaned him up. Jamari Butler got to him first, and they lose a couple of yards. It'll be second down and 12 back at the 38.
Yeah, you're right about Butler. That was another great job. We talked about it earlier in the broadcast. These edges have done a really nice job of making sure they keep contained and don't try to do too much, go inside and give any runner, the quarterback, running back, whoever, the edge.
DeAndre Jackson, the running back to the left side. Here's the snap again, a little high, quick slant, catch made at the 44, and then trying to fight to the 45 is going to be A.J. Halsey making the tackle. But I believe Jalen DiMaggio hauled in the catch. So it'll be 3rd and 5. They pick up about 7 yards on the play. So now another Bingo Pets product 3rd down for this LSU defense with 12 minutes remaining, second quarter.
Yeah, they doubted the pressure of this series. Let's see if they bring multiple numbers here on 3rd down.
Kyle Lowe in the backfield by himself. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Gets the snap, stands flat-footed, throws, and broken up. Knocked right back into his face by Jamari Butler, who came free right up the middle. And it'll be 4th down and 5 after the incompletion. And a punting situation once again for the Lions. Fans, it's hard to stop a train, but it's easy to afford one at TrainSouth.com. Find an AC and heating dealer and special offers. TrainSouth.com, proud partner of LSU Athletics. So a chance here. Improved field position as Xavion Thomas sets back deep for the Tigers at his own 15-yard line. Alec Mahler will let it fly from about the 33. He'll take the snap, waiting on it back at the 30 of his own. Here it comes. That's a go from the 34. Angled near side. Thomas going over, fields it at the 9, heads to the far side. He's got a lot of room trying to get to the corner of that coverage. He's tripped up around the 25, maybe to the 26-yard line. 46-yard punt and a 17-yard return, and we have a timeout on the field. LSU with possession and a 14-0 lead. 11:31 remaining second quarter. Back after this on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted experts for all your home service needs. With over 35 years of dedicated service, we prioritize your comfort and satisfaction. As an official partner of LSU Athletics, we bring our expertise to every game, from installations to repairs. Our team delivers honest pricing with no surprises. Call us today at 225-777-8888 and experience the difference with Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Go Tigers!
Trust isn't given. It's earned by showing up, leading the way, and performing at your best when it matters most. Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here. Visit OLOLRMC.com/LSU.
We return to second quarter action of LSU Fighting Tiger football, presented by Dudley DeBosier on the LSU Sports Radio Network, powered by People's Health.
11:31 remaining here in the second quarter. LSU leading Southeastern Louisiana tonight so far, 14-0. Tiger fans were honored to serve 44 Farms Tiger Dogs here at legendary Tiger Stadium. And you can enjoy their premium Angus beef at home. Just visit 44steaks.com. Go Tigers! 44 Farms, proud partner of LSU Athletics. Again, the Tigers with a good start offensively. Defensively, they have not allowed very much tonight. As we told you, just 32 yards so far offensively for the Lions, while the Tigers have racked up nearly 194 yards where they sit, 66 of that through the air. Again, with Garrett Nutzmeyer so far going 9 of 12, including a couple of drops by his receivers. So Nussmeier looking good early on. He'll come out looking at 1st and 10. LSU will start this drive from their own 26-yard line.
So far, the good news is Garrett Nussmeier has made some difficult throws that would be, tough if you were continuing to deal with an injury. So certainly something we've paid attention to. And then the rushes as well. So far on that front here, it's been a good day for number 18.
They'll open up 1st and 10 with an empty backfield. 5 wide, 3 to the right, wide side of the field, 2 to the short side. 4 at the line of scrimmage for the Lions. They're going to set back coverage here. A 4-man rush. Nussmeier delivers the football. Caught at the 43. Up across the 45 into midfield. Excellent grab that time by Aaron Anderson. Lewis and Goodley combined to bring him down, but a great pickup and a Louisiana Blue first down of 25 yards. It'll be 1st and 10 now at the Southeast Louisiana 49. Just left of the Tiger eye on the far side hash. 3 receivers sent wide to the right. Bauer Sharp, the tight end, to the left of the formation. Single back. Now they'll bring Thomas to join Nussmeier. They'll have Caleb Jackson as a lead blocker. The handoff going to go to Thomas. And again, he bounces his way inside the 45 down to the 43-yard line. Gain of 6 yards. Max Elkman on the tackle for the Lions. And a nice little wrinkle there with Jackson kind of stepping up as the lead blocker in that twin back set. Picks up good yardage by Thomas. 2nd down and 4, Nussmeier. Ball in hand, steps forward, now drops it off, and Jackson, far side, inside the 40, and makes his way to the 35-yard line. Jackson a little surprised. Football got on him quickly there, Jacob, but a good job adjusting. And the local Liberty High product picks up the first down on a gain of 8 yards. It'll be 1st and 10 now at the 35 of the Lions.
He has a good job in 2 ways on that play. He helped the tackle, he chipped the defensive end, and then he got back into his route. So it gave Nussmeier, a really good idea of where he was going to be, kind of showed himself to the quarterback. And sometimes when you help on the tackle, that can be difficult. Then he finishes the run for a first down. So check marks all around for Jackson there.
Wholesale changes for the Lions up front defensively. Here's the snap back to Nussmeier. Deep drop, looking to air it out down the middle of the field, and broken up in the end zone. Great effort by Nick Anderson. Had a couple of Lions right there on top of him. Good throw by Nuss. Just couldn't hold on. It's incomplete. Johnson and Lewis were there on coverage for Southeastern.
So if I'm not mistaken, charting it last week, that's 1 yard farther than the longest attempt in the air for Nussmeier. I think 34 yards is what I had charted. That's a 35-yard throw. So again, like another sign that maybe some things are going to start opening up here.
2nd down and 10 at the 35. Durham back in at running back. He's going to get the carry. Went left, tried to cut back right, still on his feet, but the Lions snuff it out, and he'll lose a yard back to the 36. That'll set up 3rd down and 11 here for this LSU offense. Ahmad Bradley and Gabe Whittington able to get in there defensively for Southeastern, disrupting that play. 9:15, clock moving, 2nd quarter, 14-0. LSU leads, but they're looking for more as now Juwan Johnson checks back in. Durham comes to the near sideline. Working from that far side hash, they'll have 3 receivers wide side of the field to the right. They'll send and split 2 receivers to the left, including Bauer Sharp, the tight end in the slot. Nussmeier, deep drop, now sprinting to his right. Fakes and will run his way to the 20, 15, and step out of bounds and around the 10-yard line. Big time run for Garrett Nussmeier, and the crowd erupts here at Tiger Stadium. A Louisiana Blue first down for the Tigers on the run of QB1.
Look, at one point in that, he had a receiver come across his face. He could have tried to make a difficult throw, but good for him for taking what the defense gave him in front of him.
After the 25-yard gain, they'll hand it off. Johnson breaks away to his left, stays upright at the 5, and finds his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Fighting Tigers. 10-yard score for Johnson, his 2nd rushing touchdown as an LSU Tiger, coming in this game tonight. And just like that, it's 20-0 LSU. Touchdown brought to you by Louisiana Blue. Great field vision, Jacob. You got to love that. He was just avoiding the Lions, broke a couple of tackles, stayed upright, and then easily waltzes his way into the end zone, but it wasn't an easy run.
No, that's
Credit
great
to Johnson.
Great individual effort. I mean, made multiple guys miss, kept his balance there, and finishes in the end zone. And look, it's been a nice night for him so far. 2 scores, 2 really nice runs.
Waiting on the snap. Silas Hall sends it back, placement down. Ramos puts it up, and it's good. 21-0. LSU having a first half offensive breakout here tonight with 8:19 still remaining in the second quarter. Fans, Our Lady of the Lake Health, proud to be LSU's championship health partner. Together, LSU and Our Lady of the Lake Health, champions for Louisiana. Together, we roar. Learn more at olrmc.com/LSU. Tigers leading 21-0 over Southeastern Louisiana. Back after this on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Trust isn't given. It's earned by showing up, leading the way, and performing at your best when it matters most. Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here. Visit olrmc.com/LSU.
In Baton Rouge, locals don't just love their home, they love sharing it. Discover a city where culture is abundant, hospitality comes naturally, and the best spots are never kept secrets. With the vibrancy of a big city and the ease of a weekend getaway, Baton Rouge invites you to slow down, savor, or soak it all in. Find your pace at visitbatonrouge.com.
In the SEC, it just means more. But what is it exactly? It's the fans, the students, the traditions, the legends. It's passion to celebrate deeper, reach farther, think smarter, make an impact off the field. It's that intangible thing that happens when 16 schools raise the bar as one. Because in the SEC, it just means more.
Second quarter action continues. Presented by Dudley DeVosier. This is LSU Fighting Tiger Football on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Powered by People's Health.
LSU leading 21-0 here with 8:19 to go. Here in the second quarter of action on a Saturday night from Death Valley. Taking a look at that LSU Online scoring drive. Remember, driven to score, built to win. LSU Online, win where you are. Back-to-back 7-play drives. This time 74 yards, 3 minutes and 14 seconds. Juwan Johnson able to bust it in for the score. His second rushing touchdown of the night. And by the way, Jacob, we're talking about all the good signs that LSU's offense showing early in this game. Nussmeier on that drive had a 26-yard run down the near side to set up that score. That's his longest career scamper. Last year, he had a 14-yard run. So all the signs are headed in the right direction.
Yeah, I mean, he almost doubles up his career long there. And look, he gave a little smile, a little nod to the crowd as he finished that run. Like, hey, guys, I'm doing better. I'm okay. And this is a great sign for LSU if they continue to get the play of Garrett Nussmeier to this level, which we certainly know he's capable of.
The ensuing kickoff from Burrell, again high and deep. Back deep was Brandon Hayes, but he'll watch it sail over his head. And the Lions will start once again 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Gordy, that's a great sign, as I mentioned to Jacob. If we were wondering if Garrett Nussmeier felt better, so far with 8:19 remaining second quarter, I'd say the answer is yes.
Yeah, he looked good running the football there. It extended that play all the way down to the 20. It didn't look like he had any pain right there. And then I like the way velocity he has on some of those deep balls. One quick injury update. Gabe Relaford is out for the remainder of the game. Shoulder pads are off. His right arm is in a sling. So we'll try and find out more at halftime.
Thank you, Gordy. First down and 10 at the 25 as the Lions get started again. They'll stay with Kyle Lowe as the QB. He'll take the snap out of the gun, hand it off, and nowhere going is Jaden Henry. Tried to leap over a couple of defenders, but they caught him midair, bring him down maybe behind the line, a half a yard. It'll be second down, and we'll go ahead and say 10, no gain on the play. The Lions averaging just 2.1 yards per play against this very stingy LSU defense thus far.
I've seen a lot of football players play a lot of games, and I'm not sure that anybody plays harder than Whit Weeks. It's so much fun to watch him just continuing to be right there in the middle of that LSU defense, and certainly was ready to go after having to miss most of the game last week.
Yeah, I'd say they didn't have to do much to uncork him tonight. Shotgun snap. Lowe takes the high snap. Now the ball loose on the mesh. They had a trouble with the exchange. Luckily, the Lions fall on top of it. Looked like Riley Witten, the left guard, able to find the football first and fall on it. Back inside the 20 at about the 19-yard line. So they lose 6 yards on that exchange. And part of that was because LSU was there at the snap.
It's hard to meet the running back at the mesh point when you're in gun, but that's exactly what LSU was able to do there. And relentless effort. You're going to hear us say that 1,000 times here because that's what you get every snap so far this year from this LSU defense.
0 for 4 on third downs tonight. Now looking at 3rd and 16 from their own 19-yard line. Lowe takes the shotgun snap, quarterback draw, and LSU brings him down for another loss back at the 18. Hybrid and Guillory. They lose another yard. It'll be 4th and 17. And they'll have to punt from deep inside their own 20-yard line. LSU with a chance to get great field position once again. Fans, Dudley DeBosier stands up for the purple and gold. They fight for Tiger fans all across Louisiana. Dudley DeBosier, proud to be an official partner of LSU Athletics. Real quickly, taking a look at the Republic Finance SEC scoreboard. Got a battle going up in Como. South Carolina trying to bounce back. They lead at the half, 14-12 over Mizzou. Snap is back. Xavion Thomas waits on the punt. He backpedals inside his 35, takes it at about the 33, middle of the field, trying to get to the near side. Does so at the 40, stops, puts on the brakes, and now has to fight through a couple of Lions and is brought down at about the 43. 50-yard punt, 11-yard return. LSU again with great field position to start this possession with 5:55 to go here in the first half. Down in South Beach, Miami early on leading the Florida Gators 10-0. Vanderbilt out to a good start over Georgia State there in Music City, 21-3 in the second quarter of action. Texas, no problem early on with Sam Houston. They lead 21-0. That one also early in the second quarter. We mentioned Arkansas failed today in a crazy way at the end of that one. They lost to Memphis in Memphis 32-31. 1st and 10 from the 43 of their own. Nussmeier drops back. Pocket holds. He uncorks this one down the field, but it's overthrown, but it may be because a flag comes out. He was looking for Chris Hilton. That looked like beaten on coverage was Norwood. He just reached and grabbed and said, "You're not going anywhere," and that'll bring the flags.
15-yard penalty. Results in the first down.
I mean, he basically was holding on to Hilton's jersey like he was skiing on a lake somewhere, right? I mean, that was a no-doubter. Chris Hilton, so good to see him out there, obviously taking the top off the defense like we talked about at the end of last year and, pushing the ball down the field. Again, that's another sign tonight that, you're getting some things done that you maybe haven't been able to get done early in the season.
1st down and 10. Now at the 42-yard line of the Lions. Kyle Parker moves in motion, gets in the slot right side, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Nussmeier again with time, drops it over the middle, crossing route handled by Sharp. He caught it at the 40, makes his way down to the 37-yard line on a pickup of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 upcoming for LSU. 5.5 to go before halftime, and the Tigers leading 21-0, looking for more here. They'll send 3 receivers left, 2 to the right, short side of the field. 5 wide. Nussmeier waits on the shotgun snap and gets it. Slings it a long way, far side. Catch is going to be grabbed by Brown. There's a flag down at the 20 as Brown got inside the 25, stopped at the 22-yard line by Cameron Ford, but we'll hold the phone, see what the infraction's all about. It came right as the catch was made.
Illegal substitutions. Defense. More than 11 players on the field at the time of the snap. That penalties decline. Resulting play is a first down.
They still get a big play after they had 12 men on the field. So what was a big gainer on the pass far side will get moved up even closer here as they mark it down. 15-yard pass, and it'll set up 1st down and 10 at the 22. It's LSU ready to just go ahead and snap the football. Nussmeier fakes it to Johnson. Here's the end around, coming to Brown, near side. He had a lead blocker inside the 15, eventually spilled out of bounds at the 14-yard line. Bauer Sharp trying to take on 3 Lion defenders. Gave him a little seam, and he picks up 8 yards. Shakespeare Lewis credited for getting him out of bounds.
I think those plays are really important for LSU. You've got some unique receivers that all have elite return ability. We've talked about this over the last couple of weeks, and so they're okay in the chaos of having multiple guys around them. And we've already seen, Thomas get a handoff from the backfield. I like plays like that. Let your guy go make a play, even if it's a little chaotic energy around him.
They give him 9 yards to Brown on the carry. It'll be 2nd down and 1 at the 13. Nussmeier takes the snap, pulls, fires, and into the end zone it goes, but it's broken up. He was looking for Xavion Thomas. Good coverage that time, able to knock it free. That was Delahousse. Set up 3rd down and 1 now at the 13. Tigers once again inside the Capital One red zone, leading 21-0 here with 4:14 remaining before halftime. Get a reminder, it's a game everyone loves to play. Play Scrabble Scratch Off from the lottery. You could win up to $50,000. Pick up Scrabble Scratch Off today. Must be at least 21 to purchase. 3rd and 1 from the 13. Nussmeier looks to be going up under center. Southeastern getting a player off the field late. Jawan Johnson deep in the hole at tailback. He'll get the carry, trying to make one man miss, but a good tackle brings him down. They may have lost the yard. Caleb Proctor stayed at home, went right at Johnson, able to get him down. It should set up maybe 4th and 2 here inside the Capital One red zone. We'll see what Coach Kelly decides to do. They've already went for it on 4th down, converted their first 4th down of the season. It looks like the offense is going to stay out there here on 4th and 2, now back at the Lion 14-yard line. Tight formation. They go heavy set here. Nussmeier under center. He's already had 2 sneaks tonight. We'll see what he offers. Here's the snap. He's going to give it to Johnson. Johnson looking for a hole and finds it inside the 10, diving forward down to the 6-yard line. Louisiana Blue 1st down for the Tigers on a gain of 8 yards. Blaine Delahousse eventually tripped him up. It'll be 1st down, goal to goal for the Tigers at the Southeastern Louisiana 6-yard line.
Yeah, much better execution there by the offensive line on that first one. On that 3rd down, they ran a run stunt, and it confused LSU's offensive line. They don't come off in time to be able to get their free guy looping around, but that time they handle it well, and it's an easy 1st down for the Tigers.
2 tight ends set, both to the left side of the formation. Now they're going to move Donovan Green to the near side. Fake the handoff. Here comes pressure. Nussmeier going to be slung down back at the 20-yard line. 2nd sack of the night for the Lions. Caleb Proctor again. Almost untouched. Went right towards the quarterback. Brings him down, and a huge loss on the play. It'll be 2nd down, goal to go. They'll say Nuss was down at around the 16. So they'll lose 11 yards.
Yeah, that was just a straight rush, too. I was trying to watch the replay, see if it was another game, because that's where they've had success. But no, that was actually just a straight rush from Proctor. Actually split a double team and gets in the backfield.
2nd down, goal to go now back just inside the Lions 17. Empty backfield, 5 wide. Nussmeier looking to throw towards the end zone, going up, bringing it down. Barry on Brown. Touchdown, Fighting Tigers. Zach Johnson on coverage, hanging all over Brown. But a perfect throw by Nussmeier. And Brown brings it in for the 17-yard score. That'll make it 27-0 LSU with 2:06 remaining here in the 2nd quarter.
Look, that's what makes LSU's receivers great. Contested catch, right? If you put it around their receivers this year, they've gone and got it. Really, for a long time, LSU receivers with different nameplates on the back there. But that's a perfect throw. You're giving your receiver a chance to go be competitive and make the play, and Brown certainly makes the play. That's a nice pitch and catch right there for a score.
Another Tiger touchdown brought to you by Louisiana Blue. Now for the point after. Silas Hall to snap it back. Chadwick to hold, and Ramos puts it up, and good. That'll make it 28-0. LSU now with 2:06 remaining before halftime. With that good kick, once again, the good hands at Allstate will contribute to the Tigers General Scholarship Fund for student athletes across all sports. Thank you, Allstate. So LSU's offense, that was the question coming in. Yeah, you're happy to be 3-0, and I guess when you're 3-0, you got to find something you're not happy with. But so far, so good for Nuss and this Tiger offense tonight.
I think there's been a lot of positives. Obviously, like the Nussmeier component to it, and wondering what this week would look like for him, if he would even give it a go, and Brian Kelly confirmed that pretty quickly. But that part of it, but also like Juwan Johnson right now, like there's some really good things that he's done. I mean, he's ran the football. He's made people miss. He's run through people. He's converted on fourth downs, fourth and shorts. And so, like, that's another thing that's kind of been troublesome at times for the LSU offense. And so there's a couple of things that have been big positives for the LSU offense.
Brandon Hayes back deep. Aaron Burrell, he's been busy, much busier tonight than he has been with those ensuing kickoffs. And this one again, very deep, and another touchback will start the Lions at their own 25-yard line. Let's go down on the field for another Sunshine sideline report. Gordy Rush, they've had 5 possessions tonight. They punted on their first one. Since then, it's been nothing but the end zone.
Yeah, and I have to agree with Jacob Esterback early in the second quarter. When you said going on that 4th 11 was just a jolt of confidence to this offense. And since then, they've been on fire. I'll add to, I like the vertical stretch. We hadn't seen a whole lot of that. Some of it in the first couple games might have been Clemson and Florida with those great defensive fronts, but they're throwing the football down the field, and that looks more like Garrett Nussmeier.
Looking at it tonight, 28-0 they lead. Highest scoring output so far, a team averaging 20 points a game. LSU through the first 3 weeks. On first down, the Lions will dump it off into the flat far side. Catch made by Jackson, the running back. He'll pick up 6 yards. Stopped by Jamari Butler, who's been very busy tonight and very active on the LSU defense. We hit the 2-minute timeout here at Tiger Stadium with LSU leading 28-0. Fans, don't miss the Brian Kelly Show live each week when the Tigers are playing on Saturday. Come to you from TJ Ribs every Thursday at 7 p.m. The latest updates and game insights. It's the Brian Kelly Show, presented by Our Lady of the Lake Health, championship health partner of LSU Athletics. We'll step aside. LSU up 28-0. Back to finish out the second quarter after this on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
There was a time when a person's word was enough. A time when a handshake meant something and integrity really mattered. For over 70 years, the values of Farm Bureau Insurance have been rooted in hard work, faith, and family. In that time, we've seen the world change in many ways. What hasn't wavered is Farm Bureau Insurance's commitment to protect our customers' way of life and serve the communities in which they live when they need us most. You deserve more. You deserve a promise. Learn more at lafarmbureau.com.
The original Louisiana hot sauce is proud to be the official hot sauce of your LSU Tigers. And our peppery peppers add so much flavor to your food, it'll taste good on anything, even SEC rivals. Gator? Chomp chomp. Beef? Hook 'em. Pork? Woo. Pig suey. So next time you're enjoying an LSU game, grab the original Louisiana hot sauce. Handcrafted so you can enjoy our rivals too. That's Louisiana hot. Buy you some.
Like to travel? People's Health members enjoy peace of mind knowing their health is covered. If you're away from home and need routine medical care, use the United Health Passport benefit from People's Health. You'll pay your usual copay for in-network care. No referrals necessary. And remember, you're always covered for emergency and urgent care worldwide. To learn more, call 1-855-821-2666. Plans are insured through United Healthcare Insurance Company or one of its affiliated companies, a Medicare Advantage organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in the plan depends on the plan's contract renewal with Medicare.
We return to second quarter action of LSU Fighting Tiger football, presented by Dudley DeBosier on the LSU Sports Radio Network, powered by People's Health.
LSU leading Southeastern Louisiana tonight, 28-0. 2 minutes remaining here in the first half of action. Fans, Dudley DeBosier once again stands up for the purple and gold. They fight for Tiger fans all across Louisiana. Dudley DeBosier, proud to be an official partner of LSU Athletics. Gordy Rush, I know we joked in the pregame. Coach Selfo talked about this LSU defense all week and how he was trying to figure out a way to find some success. Well, not much so far. 18 plays, just 31 yards. That's about 1.7 yards per play. I don't know what Texas Rio Grande Valley's defense looks like next week, but I think he's already thinking about it'll be so much better for us.
I talked to him pregame. He actually coached me in high school, and he said, I looked at each defensive back by position. I looked at Clemson, I looked at Florida. I was like, nope, not going there, not going there. He doesn't know where to go.
Second down and 4 for the Lions. They're at their own 31-yard line. Lowe takes the snap, wanting to release quickly. The ball hit at the line, straight up into the air, but it comes down harmlessly on the grass, incomplete. Another great job defensively of just getting up, knocking down the passing lane. It's incomplete, sets up third down and 4.
And Chris, it's so fast. Like, they get in the backfield so fast, and it's really confusing for the quarterback so far. And LSU's done a great job of really disguising the blitz. And you got linebackers that are inching up, and you think for sure they're coming. Here it comes from the other side. And so far, Southeastern just hasn't been right trying to guess where LSU's coming from.
Second of two quarterbacks we've seen tonight. Again, it's Kyle Lowe looking to take the snap on 3rd down and 4. Here it comes. Looking to swing the ball far side, but off the mark to DeAndre Jackson. Sails by him into the Lions sideline. And now they're 0 for 6 on 3rd downs tonight against this LSU defense. Sets up 4th down and 4 and another punting situation. So the Tigers now will get the ball back with 1:51 or thereabouts. This will be the 4th punt of the night for Mahler. Xavier Thomas will set up shop inside the 30 of the Tigers. Mahler waits on the snap. Here it comes. Straight ahead. He'll let it fly from just shy of the 20. Thomas backpedals a few steps, takes it far side at the 24. Now quickly finds a hole up across the 35. The 40 still going. And eventually stop at around the 45-yard line. So another great return in traffic, I might add, for Xavier Thomas and LSU with great field position. 1:40 to go on the second quarter clock, leading 28-0.
There is no fear back there for him, and it is such a good weapon to have. And as LSU fans know, for a long time, that was, fair catch it. That's a fair catch it position. Now you have the threat. If he backpedals at all, I'm telling you, he's like, I'm returning this because I've got a little bit of a seam.
20-yard return that time for Thomas. By the way, that last scoring drive for the Tigers, 8 plays, 57 yards, just 3 minutes and 50 seconds. That's your LSU Online scoring drive update. 1:40 to go. Nussmeier going to hand it off. They'll keep it on the ground and trying to get off the right edge. Not much doing by Durham. He stopped with no gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 44. Nope, they'll say he made it to the 45, so pick up a yard. 2nd down and 9. LSU moving quickly here. 2 wide to the left. 2 receivers to the right side. Single back in Durham. Nussmeier, good snap. Looking downfield, fires, and catch made at the 44-yard line of the Lions. Sliding catch by Chris Hilton Jr. See him get in on the action. Blaine Delahousse on coverage. But an 11-yard pickup will be another Louisiana Blue first down for your Tigers. And they're looking for the end zone here with 1:10 clock moving second quarter. 3 wide to the left. Nussmeier looking left. Has time. Pocket holds, throws, Sharp has it inside the 35, makes his way down inside the Lion 30, and eventually stopped at the 28-yard line of Southeastern Louisiana on a 16-yard strike. Another Louisiana Blue first down. It was Jordan Okoye on coverage, but another great throw on the numbers by Garrett Nussmeier. 1st and 10 now at the 28. 163 yards passing thus far for QB1 for LSU. Nussmeier with 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Drop off the screen for Hilton. Hilton trying to get outside. Makes his way to the 20-yard line before being put down there by Shakespeare Lewis. And LSU going to burn a timeout to save 41 seconds on the second quarter clock. 8-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd down and 2 for the Tigers. This timeout presented by Coshada. Fans escape to the largest casino resort in Louisiana. Coshada Casino Resort, Louisiana's best bet. Coming up at the half, the ISC Constructors Fighting Tiger halftime report. Brian Haldane will take over from the Capital One studio. Of course, he'll run you through the first half stats, scoring highlights. He's going to be busy tonight here in the first half. And, of course, a complete rundown of the FCC and Top 25 scoreboard before we get you back here for third quarter action.
I'll tell you what, I like this drive so far. I mean, it's been highly efficient, and you've had some guys, touch the football in this drive. They want to get going a little bit. We saw what Chris Hilton could do at the end of last year's CB. We saw what he did in the Oklahoma game and the Baylor game, and so, that's what we wanted to see tonight is multiple guys get involved in this offense, find its flow, and it has certainly done that here in the first half.
2nd down and 2. Empty backfield. Nussmeier looking to throw. Drops it off at the 15 near side, and Aaron Anderson has it down to the 10-yard line, picks up 10 yards. Okoye again makes the stop, but another Louisiana Blue first down for the Fighting Tigers. Now with 36 seconds, they line them up quickly. That's the 4th catch of the night there for Anderson. 2 wide to the right. Now they'll motion Sharp at the snap. Handoff to Durham, went right, cut back left, and makes his way inside the 5, just shy of the 4-yard line. with 27 seconds and another timeout taken by LSU. Conserving the clock here, leading 28-0. And again, you go into this matchup wanting to do exactly what LSU wants to do. And if things go your way, you get the opportunity maybe to rest some of your key players and get some young guys in the game. And that's why I think LSU managing the clock here with 27 seconds, looking for a chance to punch it into the end zone one more time.
Yeah, and these games are often very difficult to get done what you want to get done. I played in these games. We've watched these games. We've called these games before. And when you have an in-state school, I mean, they're playing with every single thing that they have. And so these games don't always go like this. And so this is exactly what they needed. And look, certainly if they punch it in here, you're going to have about as perfect as a first half as you could want for the LSU coaching staff and players.
Jawan Johnson already 2 rushing touchdowns tonight. Garrett Nussmeier has a rushing touchdown. Johnson back out there on a wing to the right side of Nussmeier. Second down and goal to go from the 4-yard line. Snap back to Nuss, looking to throw on the slant, and it's incomplete. Absolute bullet unloaded by Nussmeier. Hit Anderson, Nick Anderson in the hands, and he couldn't hold on. It just recoiled off the fingertips. Incomplete, sets up third down, goal to go from the Lion 4.
Yeah, that's the perfect play. It's the perfect throw, and Nick Anderson's going to be sick about that one for a long time. And Garrett Nussmeier read it perfectly. And look, we have seen Anderson make big catches already here at LSU throughout his college career, wherever he's been, and that's certainly what he's going to want to have back.
Johnson again will remain the running back as they line up, and Southeastern Louisiana going to call a timeout. 24 seconds remaining here in the second quarter with LSU up 28-0. Now looking at third down, goal to go from the 4-yard line. Again, LSU Athletics would like to thank its corporate partners. That's Cox, McDonald's, Our Lady of the Lake Health, Albertsons, Louisiana Blue, Coca-Cola, and Hancock Whitney. So far tonight, LSU 262 yards total offense, 31 yards for the Lions thus far. 17 first downs. I mentioned from the outset of the broadcast, Jacob, LSU's defense has been nothing short of smothering in the first 3 weeks against all 3 opponents.
Yeah.
But the offense was looking for efficiency and proficiency. I'd say with 24 seconds remaining on the cusp of possibly scoring again, they lead 28-0. And with 17 first downs, you got proficiency and efficiency thus far.
Yeah, you've done it multiple ways with multiple people. That's what I like to see as well. Multiple running backs, multiple receivers. You've had a couple tight ends getting involved. So it's been so far, you've been spreading the wealth, and you've been highly efficient, like you said.
Third down, goal to go from the 4 on the near side hash. Johnson comes to the backfield right at the snap, and flags fly, and this may be motion.
Full start. Offense, number 75. 5-yard penalty. Remains third down.
Weston Davis on the right side of that offensive line. Got a little jumpy there. That'll back LSU up. Third down, goal to go. They'll mark it now at the Southeastern Louisiana 9-yard line. The third penalty of the night against LSU. Couple of changes. Barryon Brown back out on the field as Hilton comes to the near side. Kyle Parker also coming to the near sideline. Xavion Thomas back out there as a wideout. Shotgun formation. Third down, goal to go. Now ball placed at the 9-yard line. Nussmeier drops back. Forced out of the pocket, moving to his left. Looking downfield, eyes downfield, throws back in the end zone. Caught by Xavion Thomas. Touchdown, Fighting Tigers. 9-yard touchdown connection. Nussmeier to Thomas, and it's 34-0 with 15 seconds remaining here in the first half. That touchdown once again brought to you by Louisiana Blue, the official health insurance of LSU Athletics.
He manipulated that pocket right there. I think he had everybody fooled. Looked like he was just going to roll one way. Has like a little bit of a stutter step, and then rolls to his left, then throws another dart on the run there. I mean, that is incredible pocket presence from number 18 there.
Silas Hall ascended back. Here it comes. Chadwick puts it down. Ramos swings the leg, and it is good. 35-0. LSU handling the Lions here with 15 seconds remaining before halftime. With that good kick, the good hands at Allstate will contribute to the Tigers General Scholarship Fund for student athletes across all sports. Thank you, Allstate. Well, the perfect execution. Handling the clock, moving the ball down the field, the 2-minute drill. 8 plays, 56 yards, a minute 25 off the clock. Again, complimentary football, Jacob. LSU's defense smothering once again the Lions, getting the ball back very quickly for this offense. And for the first time this year, they're answering the call again. Only one possession coming away without a score, and that was the opening possession of the game.
Yeah, and, unfortunately for that possession, you had a negative 7-yard play on first down, or who knows what that possession looks like. And so, the way they just handled that, the way they've handled this game, the way the defense continues to be smothering, this so far has been a total team effort.
Here's the approach by Burrell. This time a line drive kick, going to take a bounce at the 10, going to be fielded by Brandon Hayes near the goal line. He'll come up far side of the field to the 20 and then stop right at the 21-yard line. So with 8 seconds remaining, can only guess here. Coach Selfo going to send the order out to take a snap, take a knee. Let's try to regroup in the halftime locker room. It'll be interesting. We'll go down on the field at the end of the second quarter. Gordy Rush will visit with head coach Brian Kelly. And not sure if coach will tell us a lot of changes coming in the second half, but I do guarantee you he likes what he's seen in all phases of this game, minus running into the punter.
That's
special
true.
teams, but
That's
everything
true.
else has been very good. And indeed, Carson Camp comes back in at QB, takes a snap, takes the knee. The Lions head to the locker room, and the Tigers very excited and making a sprint towards the home locker room. The Tigers lead 35-0 over in-state Southeastern Louisiana. And as we told you, we'll be going down on the field for the Capital One halftime coaches interview before we crank up the ISC Constructors Fighting Tiger halftime report. Solid performance in all three phases here. LSU fans got to be pleased with the defense continuing the work we've seen all year, and for the offense really to get opened up. As we said, the drive charts tonight are certainly impressive. 7 possessions, only 1 punt. Everything else is ended in the end zone.
Yeah, it's been very impressive from them. And again, I want to go back to how they've gotten it done, what they've done. They've run the football. You've had Juwan Johnson make a couple of big runs. Obviously, they got multiple receivers involved. But, more important than that, your quarterback, number 18, Garrett Nussmeier, looks like his normal self, being able to make all the throws, throwing on the runs, been really good in the pocket. He's got a career-long rush of 26 yards. And so the totality of this offensive effort in the first half is certainly what you want to see as you really get ready to get back into SEC play next week on the road in Oxford.
All right, let's go down on the field in just a few moments. Gordy Rush will be talking with head coach Brian Kelly. Again, his thoughts on his team's performance. As we said earlier, this has to be going right according to script so far, leading 35-0 after 1 half of play. Let's go down to Gordy.
All right, Coach, nice first half of your team. Your decision in the second quarter to go on 4th and 11 kind of jumpstart this offense.
Yeah, we needed to get going. It's been tough to get rolling, and we got to be more aggressive. So it was our way to say, let's be aggressive. Let's get out there and play some football, and I thought they responded pretty good.
Thanks, Coach. Chris?
Thank you, Gordy. Thank you, Coach. We're at halftime here at Tiger Stadium, and LSU leading big 35-0 over Southeastern Louisiana. Coming up, send you back inside the Capital One studio for the ISC Constructors Fighting Tiger halftime report. Brian Haldane will have our first half scoring recap. He'll have scores from around the country in the SEC, get you some stats, and send it back here for the start of the second half. Again, our halftime score, LSU 35, Southeastern Louisiana 0. Back after this on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Everyone has their own favorite way to experience Louisiana. For some, it's the taste of hot beignets with a creamy cafe au lait. For others, it's swaying to the music of brass bands, Zydeco, and all the music in between. It's boating on the bayou, weaving your way through festivals, road tripping in pursuit of the greatest gumbo. Whoever you are, whatever you crave, Louisiana will feed your soul. Go to findyourlouisiana.com to plan your visit today.
Waste Pro is proud to be the official waste and recycling collection services provider to LSU Athletics. We service over 2 million residential and commercial customers in more than 500 towns and municipalities across the South. Waste Pro is proud to work, live, and raise families in the areas we serve. We consider it a privilege to work hand in hand with our customers, partners, and employees to create a better community-first waste and recycling model. Waste Pro is the official waste and recycling collection service provider of LSU Athletics. Visit wasteprousa.com for more information.
Equipment Chair, proud partner of LSU Athletics. We understand that when you rent construction and industrial equipment, you need reliable machines and dependable service. From dozers and aerial work platforms to pumps, power, and climate control, we've got you covered. All rentals are powered by T3, the easy-to-use fleet management tool that lets you monitor your equipment from your phone or laptop. Visit equipmentshare.com for your rental today. Equipment Share, built by contractors for contractors.
Welcome in to the ISC Fighting Tiger Halftime Report, presented by ISC Constructors, powered by People. Coming up, a breakdown of the first half with highlights, stats, and a check of the Republic Finance scoreboard. Now, from inside legendary Tiger Stadium in the Capital One Studios, here again is Brian Haldane.
Yeah, bring it back into those Capital One studios. Capital One, by the way, offering checking and savings accounts with no fees nor minimums. What's in your wallet? We are starting off your halftime report with a scoreboard update presented by Republic Finance. Visit Republic Finance for all your personal loan needs. Get started at republicfinance.com/Tigers. We are the highest ranked team playing this week. So let's start our top 25 scoreboard with Florida at Miami. That game is at halftime as well. The Miami Hurricanes have a 13-0 lead over the Florida Gators. That would be fourth ranked Miami, that is. Sixth ranked Oregon had no problem with Oregon State, 41-7 your final score there. Speaking of no problem, how about number 7 Florida State handling Kent State 66-10. Texas is hosting Sam Houston right now. The 8th ranked Longhorns are up 31-0. Sam Houston's got the ball with 7 seconds left in the first half of that contest. Also going on right now, number 9 Illinois is at number 19 Indiana. Indiana is in control, is in charge. The Hoosiers are up 35-10. That ball game is also at halftime. 11th ranked Oklahoma was a touchdown better than number 22 Auburn. The Sooners are a 24-17 winner. 13th ranked Ole Miss dominated Tulane today, 45-10 your final score there, just like Tennessee did to UAB, 56-24 Vols. And for that matter, number 17 Texas Tech handled number 16 Utah, 34-10 was that final. It was number 18 Georgia Tech, 45 Temple, 24. Speaking of Georgia, Georgia State's on the road at number 20 Vanderbilt, and Vanderbilt, the Commodores are in command right here, 28-9. The Commodores are up with 2:57 to go in the first half. Bryce Underwood was held to 12 of 22 for 105 yards, but number 21 Michigan holds on to top Nebraska 30-27, the final score of that contest. South Carolina, giving you one more SEC score, is at number 23 Missouri, and right now the Missouri Tigers have just regained the lead. It's 18-17. The Gamecocks do have the ball with 4:30 to go in the third quarter of that contest. Looking at some in-state schools real quick. Here's what we've got going on. We've got Southern Miss is at Louisiana Tech. Tech's in control of this one, 30-10. They just started the second half of that ball game with the Bulldogs out in front. Earlier today, Eastern Michigan topped ULL 34-31. Also going on right now, East Texas is at Grambling. That game is locked up at 21 points apiece. 4:37 to go in the third quarter there. Northwestern State is at Prairie View. That game's locked up. 2:53 to go in the third quarter. The Demons are tied up at 17 with the Panthers. McNeese is at Utah State, and that game, well, Utah State's pretty well in the lead right here. In fact, they just punched it in again right now, 33-7. The Aggies are ahead of the Cowboys with an extra point pending. Nichols is on the road as well. They're at Texas State and trailing 28-3 with 2 minutes to go in the first half of that one. UL Monroe and UTEP, they just got underway not long, about 5 minutes ago, and they're already tied at 7 apiece, 7:27 to go in the first quarter. Once again, our score, LSU 35, Southeastern nothing. We'll tell you how we got there in just a minute. Before we take our break, I want to remind you, leadership starts right here at home. That's why Ford assembles the most vehicles in America and employs the most hourly workers from America, for America. Just another reason why Ford F-Series has been the best-selling trucks in America for 48 straight years. See your Southern quality Ford dealer today. We'll tell you how we got to 35-0 right after this on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot fast and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car.
A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
He's got a seam. He's down the near side hash. Tiger fans, if you've ever wanted to listen to the LSU Sports Radio Network while watching your Fighting Tigers on TV, now you can, and it's easy to do.
Just pause the TV. Use the LSU Sports mobile app to stream the audio on your smartphone or tablet. Connect to a smart speaker, then wait for the audio to catch up to the point your TV is paused. Push play, and you are all set.
Watch the Tigers and listen with the LSU Sports Radio Network and the LSU Sports mobile app.
15-10, 5, touchdown, Tigers!
I'm Richard Fontenot, president of the Louisiana Farm Bureau Federation. My brother and I grow rice, soybeans, and raise crawfish on our farm in Evangeline Parish. For a fourth-generation farmer like myself, Louisiana Farm Bureau is as much a part of my life as checking traps or harvesting rice. Our organization is more than 145,000 members strong, and we've been around for more than 100 years. The Louisiana Farm Bureau spans generations, and we want you to join our family.
Visit lafarmbureau.org. The Louisiana Farm Bureau Federation, the voice of Louisiana agriculture.
Back with more on the ISC Constructors Fighting Tiger Halftime Report. Now, with a first half scoring recap, here again is Brian Haldane.
Bud Light, proud sponsor of LSU Athletics. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. LSU and Southeastern would trade punts on their first drives, then LSU would take over. The Tigers would get the ball back, and they would travel 13-play, 45-yard drive to be capped off by none other than QB1 himself, Garrett Nussmeier, from 1 yard out.
And here comes LSU lining up. Nussmeier under center. He's going to try to get behind Braylon Moore. Falls into the end zone. Touchdown, Garrett Nussmeier. And the Tigers strike first at the 5:08 mark. Nussmeier with the rushing touchdown will make it 6-0. With a point after upcoming.
That point after would be good, as would all the point afters up until this point. Southeastern would turn it over on downs. LSU gets the ball back, a 7-play, 44-yard drive. This time it is punched in by none other than Jawan Johnson from 2 yards out.
Johnson stays out there as the running back. Nussmeier in the shotgun, ball middle of the field. Here's the snap. Give to Johnson. Johnson trying to force his way into the end zone, and he finds it. Touchdown, Fighting Tigers. Touchdown, Jawan Johnson. 2 yards.
Southeastern would get a 4-play drive where they would punt again. They would go 3 and out to punt on the 4th play. LSU gets the ball back this time, 7 plays, 74 yards. Who we give it to? Let's give it right back to Jawan Johnson to punch this one in as well.
After the 25-yard gain, they'll hand it off. Johnson breaks away to his left, stays upright at the 5, and finds his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Fighting Tigers. 10-yard score for Johnson, his second rushing touchdown as an LSU Tiger.
And his second rushing touchdown of the night. Southeastern would punt one more time. Tigers get the ball back, this time an 8-play drive, 57 yards. And, we're going to take it off the ground and move it to the air this time for Garrett Nussmeier to connect with Barryon Brown.
Goal to go now back just inside the Lions 17. Empty backfield, 5 wide. Nussmeier looking to throw towards the end zone, going up, bringing it down. Barryon Brown, touchdown, Fighting Tigers.
All right, Blair's got to find the tape on that one. Bringing it down, Barryon Brown is going to stick. Southeastern would punt one more time. LSU gets the ball back. Another 8-play, 56-yard drive. Another touchdown for the Tigers. This time it would be Xavion Thomas, the recipient.
Shotgun formation. 3rd down goal to go. Now ball placed at the 9-yard line. Nussmeier drops back. Forced out of the pocket, moving to his left. Looking downfield, eyes downfield, throws back in the end zone. Caught by Xavion Thomas. Touchdown, Fighting Tigers.
And 35-0 is where we are at right now. Behind those scores are a bunch of numbers. We'll have stats for you in just a second. Leadership starts right here at home. That's why Ford assembles the most vehicles in America and employs the most hourly workers from America for America. Just another reason why Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America for 48 straight years. See your Southern Quality Ford dealer today. Quick break. We've got stats for you next on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Champions make plays on the field and in life. With LSU Online, you can keep your career moving, earn your degree, and still run your own game plan. Learn anytime from anywhere and take the next step toward your goal line. It's time to make your move, Tiger fans. Visit online.lsu.edu. LSU Online. Win where you are.
Everything tastes better after an LSU Tiger victory. Similarly, everything also tastes better once you've baptized it with the handcrafted flavor of the original Louisiana hot sauce. So just imagine how truly tasty something would taste if it was doused in the original Louisiana hot sauce after an LSU Tiger victory. That's Louisiana Hot. Buy you some.
As increasingly dangerous storms shatter communities across the U.S., reliable forecasting is more important than ever. At LSU, our researchers created a highly advanced flood and storm surge tool using AI and supercomputers to analyze millions of data points so emergency managers and responders can predict vulnerable areas faster and more accurately to protect you, your loved ones, and your way of life.
Second half action of LSU Fighting Tiger football is coming up. This is the ISC Constructors Fighting Tiger Halftime Report on the LSU Sports Radio Network, powered by People's Health.
Time to dig into some of the numbers. The passing report is where we start. That is brought to you by L'Auberge Baton Rouge Casino and Hotel. Combined between Carson Camp and Kyle Lowe, Southeastern is 4 of 9 for just 27 yards on the night. Conversely, Garrett Nussmeier is 19 of 25 for 190 yards. He has thrown for 2 touchdowns. By the way, 9 different LSU Tigers have caught passes from Garrett Nussmeier tonight. Now let's move over to your rushing report brought to you by Old Dominion Freight Line. How about this for stifling? Southeastern has 12 carries on the night for just 3 yards. Meanwhile, LSU combined as a team, 21 carries, 81 yards. And that is your Old Dominion rushing report. We are due up for one more break. When we come back on the other side of the break, we'll be back inside the stadium. We will be back inside the press box. Gordy Rush, Jacob Hester, Chris Blair, heading your way next on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Hey, college football fans. I know you'd do anything for a win on game day.
And an ice cold Bud Light.
Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot
Or parked on the couch.
sitting on your lucky stool at the bar,
Or standing in the fan section all game long.
the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win
Into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that.
Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Trust isn't given. It's earned by showing up, leading the way, and performing at your best when it matters most. Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here. Visit ololrmc.com/LSU.
This is Secretary of State Nancy Landry. Knowing the rules of the game is critical for both athletes and fans. Elections are no different. Changes are coming to Louisiana's primary elections next year, so before voting in April, visit geauxvote.com or download the free Go Vote mobile app. Keep your registration current, understand how your party affiliation affects your options, and learn about offices affected by the new law. Know before you go, and go Tigers!
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of LSU Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
This has been the ISC Constructors Fighting Tiger Halftime Report, presented by ISC Constructors, powered by People. Second half action of LSU Fighting Tiger football begins on the LSU Sports Radio Network, powered by People's Health. Here again are Gordy, Jacob, and Chris.
All right, and welcome back inside of Tiger Stadium. It is your LSU Tigers on top of the Southeastern Louisiana Lions, 35-0 as we get ready for the second half of action here from Tiger Stadium. Let's go ahead and welcome back onto the broadcast the voice of your LSU Tigers, Chris Blair.
Thank you, Jacob. Excellent first half as Brian Haldane just led you through during the halftime report, 35-0. LSU once again defensively not allowing much, just 30 yards total for the Lions through 2 quarters of play, while LSU's offense certainly stepped it up a notch, 35-0. Garrett Nussmeier again in that first half, looking like the Garrett Nussmeier of old, 19 of 25 for 190 yards, 2 passing touchdowns. Got a rushing touchdown for the QB as well. Jawan Johnson, 2 rushing touchdowns on the night. And get ready for the second half. And I guess the question you may ask at this point, how long will we go into the third quarter, Jacob, before we start having to maybe use our roster sheet and throw these 2 deep charts out the window?
Yeah, that's right. And again, like LSU needed a game like this, kind of get into all the things that we talked about in the pregame show. And so you've got a full slate of SEC games coming up. You hit the road again next weekend. Like, this is just what the doctor ordered. And also, we talked about there's some guys that you probably want to get some balls to offensively, want to get some coverage opportunities defensively. We talked about that in the pregame as well. And that's what a game like this can give you. If, look, first drive of the third quarter, I'm sure it's going to look more of what it looked like in the first half as far as the personnel out there. But once that flip, we get the card out here and we're flipping through trying to find numbers here. Like, okay, well, then it's go time for some of those young players that we're talking about.
Now, again, Garrett Nussmeier, as we said, really puts a lot of faith in the Tiger fans tonight with his performance. As Coach Kelly told us, feeling much better after playing through a torso injury the first 3 weeks. In fact, may have gone back to even fall camp. He's been nursing that injury. So we'll see what the second half has in store. Of course, the Lions won the toss. They defer to the second half, so it will be Aaron Burrell to tee it up at the 35 to get this third quarter starting. LSU Athletics again would like to thank tonight's game sponsor, Albertsons, the official grocery partner of LSU Athletics. Tiger special teams meeting at the 30-yard line. They'll break from the huddle. Lions still gathered around Coach Selfo and company on that far side. Expect Brandon Hayes to go back deep for Southeastern. It'll be Aaron Burrell to tee it up at the 35-yard line to get this second half underway. Again, another sellout going into tonight's game. 3rd straight going back to Louisiana Tech. Of course, last week against Florida. Again, plenty of tickets sold for this matchup. Just the 3rd meeting all time between Southeastern and LSU. In fact, the Lions knew they had a tough row ahead of them, having gone 0-33 all time against FBS opponents. So we get the go-ahead. Brandon Hayes sits back deep. Aaron Burrell tees it up. He gets the go sign. Kicking towards the south end zone here at Tiger Stadium. Now, once again, here's the approach, and Burrell puts it high and deep. Hayes will just watch it sail, and it'll be 1st down and 10 at the 25 for the Southeastern Louisiana Lions. We saw both Carson Camp and Kyle Lowe in at quarterback. Camp mostly in the first quarter, Lowe mostly in the second quarter of action. They're a combined 4 of 9, only 2 completions for both QBs. It appears Coach Selfo will send out Carson Camp to start this drive at quarterback. 15 minutes put up on the board. We're ready for third quarter action. They'll start 1st and 10 from their 25-yard line. Single back set to the left side of Camp, the quarterback. That's Jaden Henry. Tigers show blitz. Camp stands in the pocket, delivers the football. Catch made on the flat far side at the 30 and up across the 35 and out of bounds at the 39 far side will be Luke Besh. And they'll pick up 15 yards and a 1st down on the first play of the third quarter. A.J. Halsey will force him into the boundary. 3rd 1st down of the night for the Lions, and we're underway.
Yeah, you're right, CB. The Tigers brought pressure. Nice job by the Lions picking it up there, and that's how you had the crosser coming across. And when the blitz doesn't get home, there's going to be a lot of room there. One of the few times the blitz hasn't gotten home for LSU this game.
1st and 10 at the 39 of their own. Camp will jog to the left and then delivers the throw. A catch made at the 45. Push backward to Tristan Goodley, but he's able to hold on. DJ Pickett gave him a pretty good hit, but he just backed him up. But a good pickup on first down of 5 yards, puts the ball at the 44-yard line for the Lions. 2nd and 5, just underway, third quarter. Again, if you're Coach Selfo, you're in that halftime locker room saying, the guys, we're down 35-0, but let's find some little wins, some little victories, and try to do it early on here in the third stanza. 2nd down and 5 from the 44. Camp moves the running back to the right side. Shotgun snap. Here's the handoff, and running straight ahead up across the 45, just shy of the 46, is Jaden Henry, the grad student out of Fort Lauderdale. He'll pick up 2 yards before Devon Keys and Patrick Payton combine on the stop for LSU.
Anytime the Lions have tried to run the football in any traditional run, I mean, these linebackers have done such a nice job of filling the gap, filling the void there, and getting the runner on the ground. And it's really, put Southeastern where they've had to be one-dimensional, and then they haven't been able to block the pressure from LSU. And so, if they don't have more success running the football, they're going to have a tough time moving the football.
Tiger defense has been very stingy on 3rd down. The Lions 0 for 6 tonight, looking at 3rd down and 3 from their own 46. Camp takes the snap, looking to throw to his right, but he threw it behind the intended receiver, who was about a yard shy as he posted up. That's Jalen DiMaggio. It's incomplete. It'll be 4th and 3. So after approaching midfield, the drive stalls, and once again the punt unit will come out for the 5th time tonight for Coach Selfo and company, as Xavier Thomas will put on the helmet, set up shop inside the Tiger 20. 12:51 remaining, third quarter. Tigers set to get the football back here, leading 35-0. Mahler stands at the 31, takes the snap, lets it fly from the 34. Calling for the fair catch is Thomas, and he brings it in at around the 13-yard line, and that's where LSU will start. 42-yard punt, no return. And with 12:42 to go, third quarter, we'll see the LSU offense for the first time here in the second half. Fans, Toyota's national sales event is on right now. Enjoy every second of summer and an exciting Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer or Toyota.com today.
Crystal substitution. DJ Chester is going to start things off at right tackle in place of Weston Davis.
Chester, the utility man on that offensive line. Last year was the starting center. He'll slide over a little bit as Nussmeier starts this drive, 1st down and 10. Snap is back in the shotgun. Swing past Johnson, far side. He's got blockers. Johnson turns on the Jets at the 20, across the 25. Finally pushed out of bounds up around the 27-yard line by KK Reno, but a Louisiana Blue 1st down on a pickup of 14 yards.
Get a little spring in his step tonight, doesn't he? I mean, Johnson's looked great. He's done a little bit of everything. Pass protection, running the football, short yardage, and there you see him catch the quick pass, and definitely got a little different spring in his step.
An offensive juggernaut in his high school days at Lafayette Christian Academy. 1st down and 10 at the 27. Nussmeier, deep drop, hit from behind as he delivers the football. Kyle Parker holds on, secures the ball up at the 34-yard line. KK Reno trying to strip it loose, but great job by Parker to get both arms on it, hold on, and a pretty good pickup as Nussmeier again was hit just as he delivered from the backside. 7-yard gain. It will be 2nd down and 3 now at the LSU 34. Snap quickly. Nussmeier looking to throw a little sidearm delivery. Got it back to Parker at the 40. Makes a couple of Lions miss and then picks up the 1st down at the 43-yard line. Another great job picking up the pressure. Nussmeier adjusting the pocket. Little 3/4 arm slot. Delivers it. And they pick up a Louisiana Blue 1st down.
Yeah, nice job not going downfield on that RPO by the offensive line, too.
1st down and 10 at the 43. Nussmeier with the snap. Looking to throw across the middle. Had it to Sharp, and Sharp holds on to the Lion 39-yard line. Shakespeare Lewis on coverage, but a great throw once again right on the money where only Sharp could bring it in, and he does. 18-yard gain, 1st and 10 now at the 39 of the Lions. Johnson to the left side of Nussmeier. Quick snap, quick fire. Near side, catch made, and Barryon Brown bulldozes a defender inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. It was Blaine Delahousse that got trucked on the near side. 12-yard gain, another Louisiana Blue first down, and the Tigers are off and running in their first possession here in the third quarter. 1st and 10 now at the Lion 27-yard line. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left, wide side of the field. Set up in a pistol formation. Nussmeier takes the snap, gives it to Johnson off the left edge, had a block by Sharp, and cuts it back inside and gets down inside the 25 to the 23-yard line. Gain of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6 as we hit 10:06 remaining third quarter.
Look, that's a very successful run. On first down, you're patient. You don't try to do too much. You don't go somewhere where the play's, telling you you can't go, and you pick up 4 yards on first down and sets up 2nd and 6. That's exactly what you want to do on a run that is blocked to give you 4 yards. You want to get those 4 yards.
6 new defenders check in for the Lions here. This will be the 8th play of the drive for LSU. Drive started at the LSU 13-yard line. Now 2nd and 6 at the Lion 23. Nussmeier again looking to throw. He's got Sharp far side at the 14. Sharp goes airborne at the 1 into the end zone. Touchdown, Fighting Tigers. 23-yard strike as Sharp for the 2nd time tonight, showing the hurdle ability. This time goes over the top of Zach Johnson at the 1-yard line into the end zone. And that'll make it 41-0 LSU with 9:28 to go here in the third quarter.
Yeah, that's got to be a pretty cool moment for him. He starts his career at Southeastern Louisiana, able to get a touchdown against his former team there. In the last couple of weeks, he's become more and more of the passing game. And I know Trades Green is out, but certainly good to see Bauer Sharp get going when it, as a receiver. We know what he can do blocking, and so the last couple of weeks, some big plays.
Yeah, asking him to do a little bit more at that tight end position, and he has delivered certainly tonight. Ramos on trying to add one more. Hall to snap it back. Chadwick puts it down. Ramos gets it done. 42-0 LSU. Their opening possession of the third quarter, that touchdown by Bauer Sharp, brought to you by Louisiana Blue. And with that good kick, the good hands at Allstate, once again will contribute to the Tigers General Scholarship Fund for student athletes across all sports. Thank you, Allstate. 42-0 LSU leads. 9:28 remaining third quarter. Timeout on the field. Back after this on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Half of the world's population depends on rice for 80% of their daily food needs. By 2050, population growth could increase rice demand by 30%. But as climate changes, rice output is decreasing. At LSU, we're using genetics, genomics, and AI to create new rice that yields more with less resources. We're not just feeding the hungry, we're growing a better future.
Hey, Tiger fans 12 and younger, don't miss your chance to be a part of Mike's Kids Club, presented by Shell, the exclusive kids club of LSU Athletics. Join Mike's Kids Club for only $25. Get the official Mike's Kids Club t-shirt, free admission to select LSU athletic events, and much, much more. To learn about upcoming events and to join, please visit LSUMKC.com. The Mike's Kids Club, presented by Shell.
Squeeze every ounce of life out of every day. Memorize every sunset, every face you love, and climb every obstacle until you can't go higher. With Louisiana Blue, you're free to soar because you've got the compassion of the cross, the security of the shield, and the comfort of blue behind you. Live Louisiana. We've got you. Louisiana Blue. Louisiana True.
Get ready, Tiger fans! Venture Global is proud to partner with LSU Athletics, powering Louisiana and the world with clean, low-cost, reliable energy and fueling the future of our great state. As we cheer on the Tigers this season, we're also driving innovation, creating jobs, and supporting our local communities. Together, we're building a brighter, more sustainable tomorrow. Venture Global, proud partner of LSU Athletics, powering champions on and off the field. Go Tigers!
Live coverage continues. This is LSU Fighting Tiger Football on the LSU Sports Radio Network, powered by People's Health.
9:28 remaining third quarter here from Tiger Stadium. LSU leading 42-0 over Southeastern Louisiana. Another scoring drive by the Tigers. They have scored on every position outside of their opening drive of the game that resulted in a punt. Everything else has ended in the end zone. Your LSU Online scoring drive, 7 plays, 87 yards, 3 minutes, 17 seconds off the clock. Bauer Sharp with his first career touchdown as a Tiger, giving him his 7th career touchdown in his college career. Had 2 at Oklahoma, 4 in his freshman season at Southeastern Louisiana. Aaron Burrell set to kick it back to the Lions. Brandon Hayes back deep. Will he get a chance for his second return? Not on this one. This one out of the back of the end zone. And the Lions again will start 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Time now to take a look at the performance report presented by BASF. We create chemistry. Again, it starts with the offense in general. All but one drive ending with a touchdown tonight. But let's credit QB1, Garrett Nussmeier. We're told he feels much better this week in practice. He has shown it thus far, Jacob. 25 of 31, 273 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, completing 81% of his passes tonight.
And it's the throws that he's had to make. It's the way that he's got it done. Well, we know the stats and Garrett Nussmeier, what he can do there. And I think you'd agree. It's the throws he's had to make across his body, getting out of the pocket that we hadn't seen.
Swing pass quickly as Camp gets it out near side. A little bit of room up the near sideline on the catch and run by Brandon Hayes. He'll pick up 11 yards and move the chains for Southeastern. Up across the 35, out of bounds at the 36-yard line.
Starting to see a couple of different names out there for the LSU defense. So Zach Weeks on the coverage there for LSU.
Unfortunately, Coach Kelly said last week they got all 3 Weeks brothers on the field, not at the same time. And again, he said, I'm looking forward to that day. Not going to happen tonight with Wes Weeks taking the week off, still nursing that calf injury. But we've seen 2 of the Weeks brothers, the middle and youngest. This one, another quick throw to the near side. It's off the mark and incomplete to Jordan Williams. And that'll set up 2nd down and 10 from the Lions' own 36-yard line. LSU Athletics, once again, would like to thank its corporate partners, Cox, McDonald's, Our Lady of the Lake Health, Albertsons, Louisiana Blue, Coca-Cola, and Hancock Whitney. They help bring LSU football alive right here on the LSU Sports Radio Network each and every week. 2nd and 10 from the 36 with 8:42 to go, 3rd quarter. LSU leading 42-0. Carson Camp sends his running back in motion, sets up out wide to the right. Tight formation otherwise with a single receiver to each side. Camp looking to throw, this time a seam route. Catch is made at the 45 and into LSU territory. Down inside the 35 to the 34-yard line is Jordan Williams, one of their biggest plays of the night. 30 yards, that'll be a 1st down for the Lions. Javian Tobiano was on the tackle as he gets some playing time here for this LSU defense, but that was just an open route down the near side or at the far side hash going towards the north end zone. It'll be 1st and 10 now at the LSU 34.
Really the first deep breath that Southeastern's been able to take on offense. I mean, everything else, they've been suffocated by this LSU defense. That was really the first time that they've had any success, any momentum.
Again, we've got substitutions in there defensively for LSU. We'll pass those along as they come about. Camp calls for the shotgun snap. On 1st down again, launches the pass, far sideline. It's broken up down around the 15-yard line. They were looking for Jordan Williams again, this time Michael Turner Jr., a redshirt freshman out of Kenner, able to swat the ball away. Good coverage that time, and it'll set up 2nd down and 10 for the Lions at the LSU 34.
Yeah, really good coverage there. Makes a play at the ball, watches the receiver until the last minute, then turns his attention back to the football, makes sure he doesn't grab the receiver, and then with his offhand knocks the ball down. Nice job by Turner.
2nd down and 10, ball placed on the far side hash. Camp now going to work under center. Single back behind him. Gets the snap, steps back. Delayed handoff. It's going to be Henry. Henry with room up the middle of the field inside the 25 down to around the 20-yard line of the Tigers. And that'll be another 1st down on a 14-yard gain for the Lions. Deshaun Spears and Jakeem Jackson eventually make the tackle for LSU, but it'll be 1st down and 10 as Southeastern enters the red zone for the first time tonight. Down 42-0 with 7:21 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, that was a good play design there by Selfa. Uses the LSU aggression against them And they got upfield. A nice job by delaying the draw there, getting some room.
Camp sets back in the shotgun, ready to fire. And then once again, for the third time tonight, the ball batted down at the line of scrimmage. And a wounded duck eventually falls middle of the field, incomplete. We'll set up second down and 10 now at the LSU 20. Remember, Tiger football fans, SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the action all season long. Whether you're buying or selling football tickets, SeatGeek, the official ticket marketplace of LSU football. Let's go Tigers. Let's go SeatGeek. 7:01 remaining third quarter. A couple of substitutions in for the Lions here. Second down and 10 at the LSU 20. By far their best offensive drive of the night. We'll see Kyle Lowe check in at quarterback. He'll take the snap, fake the handoff, try to come near side. A little bit of room, hit hard as he got to the 16, just outside the hash marks, and then dropped right around the 14-yard line with forward momentum. Spears and Zach Weeks combine on the stop. Gain of 6. It'll be third down and 4 now at the LSU 14-yard line. Again, the Lions, their best drive of the night. However, they are 0 for 7 on third down conversions tonight. So the Tigers trying to keep the shutout going on third down. A bingo pest product third down for LSU.
Yeah, another quarterback. Camp comes back in. So one play in, one play out.
So returning is Carson Camp. Sets back in the shotgun with a single back to his right, DeAndre Jackson. Drop off the screen to Jackson. Jackson turns on the Jets, gets inside the 10, the 5, finds his way around blockers to get into the end zone. And the Lions are on the board on a 14-yard pitch and catch to make it 42-6 with 6:07 remaining here in the third quarter.
So where they had success in that drive, we talked about it, they used the aggression against LSU. When the first team defense is out there, they do such a nice job of using that aggression, but also protecting their guy who's being aggressive. It's a really good skill set. The Steelers used to do it all the time about 15 years ago. And so there you saw their aggression and not really have enough game time to be able to make up for them playing off that aggression.
We'll see Guillermo Garcia Rodriguez try to add an extra point, and he does. So the Lions get on the board here with their second possession of the third quarter to make it 42-7. LSU still out in front big with 6:07 remaining here in the third quarter. 8-play drive going 75 yards, 3 minutes and 21 seconds. Timeout on the field. 42-7 LSU leads. We'll be back to Tiger Stadium after this on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
In a region famous for its cuisine, Blue Plate Mayo has been a staple since 1927. From New Orleans to Lafayette, Houma to Baton Rouge, it's the mayo Louisiana reaches for when it's time to make something delicious. Whether it's dressing a po' boy or making that perfect dipping sauce for crawfish, it has to be Blue Plate. Blue Plate Mayo, the official mayo of LSU Athletics. That's the good stuff.
There was a time when a person's word was enough, a time when a handshake meant something, and integrity really mattered. For over 70 years, the values of Farm Bureau Insurance have been rooted in hard work, faith, and family. In that time, we've seen the world change in many ways. What hasn't wavered is Farm Bureau Insurance's commitment to protect our customers' way of life and serve the communities in which they live when they need us most. You deserve more. You deserve a promise. Learn more at lafarmbureau.com.
Get ready, Tiger fans! Venture Global is proud to partner with LSU Athletics, powering Louisiana and the world with clean, low-cost, reliable energy and fueling the future of our great state. As we cheer on the Tigers this season, we're also driving innovation, creating jobs, and supporting our local communities. Together, we're building a brighter, more sustainable tomorrow. Venture Global, proud partner of LSU Athletics, powering champions on and off the field. Go Tigers!
Squeeze every ounce of life out of every day. Memorize every sunset, every face you love, and climb every obstacle until you can't go higher. With Louisiana Blue, you're free to soar because you've got the compassion of the cross, the security of the shield, and the comfort of blue behind you. Live Louisiana. We've got you. Louisiana Blue. Louisiana True.
Back to the action of LSU Fighting Tiger football on the LSU Sports Radio Network, powered by People's Health.
Southeastern Louisiana gets on the board. 6:07 remains here in the third quarter, 42-7. It had been all LSU up until that last drive for the Lions. Gordy Rush, a Sunshine Sideline report. I know LSU had some backups in there defensively, but imagine they're still talking defensively on that sideline about, hey, guys, we still want to be aggressive, but we got to make sure we're covered on the backside.
Let me tell you, but Blake Baker, they're playing backups. Blake Baker wasn't treated like backups. He was not happy at all after Southeastern scored, and obviously I think, what was it, 27 yards of total offense the Lions had at halftime. This is one of the top 10 statistical defenses, got to be in definitely in the league, but potentially in the country. So he wasn't happy. Going to be interesting here, guys. Stand over here. It will be Michael Van Buren. So here we go. Michael Van Buren's going to come in. Garrett Nussmeier's done for the night.
All right. Thank you, Gordy. Jelani Watkins handled the kickoff. It was inside the 5. He was able to bring it up to about the 19-yard line on the return, and LSU will take over there first down and 10. And as Gordy said, Michael Van Buren Jr., transferring from Mississippi State a year ago, where he threw over 1,800 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions, will make his debut here against Southeastern Louisiana on the second possession of the second half by LSU. They'll send 2 receivers right, stack 2 receivers to the left, short side of the field. Van Buren, empty backfield. He'll take the snap. Little sprint out to his right, drop it off, a catch made. I believe Parker had it at the 27-yard line. A gain of 9 yards. And Van Buren, when you look back to last year, which obviously Mississippi State fans not awfully fond of, but when you put them on film, Van Buren was really one of the few bright spots for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, absolutely, especially against the Georgia Bulldogs.
This time on the handoff, it'll be Harlem Berry, the freshman running back. He'll go off the left edge, make his way across the 30 up to the 33-yard line before Jakiri Jones was able to trip him up. Nussmeier tonight finishes 25 of 31. Again, that 81% completion mark, 273 yards and 3 passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown. Again, they'll go on the ground, will the Tigers, up the middle for Harlem Berry. Just shy of the 40-yard line. Woodington and Reno again able to get out him defensively to bring him down. We approach 5 minutes remaining third quarter. It'll be second down and 4 for the Tigers from their own 39-yard line. Van Buren out of Bowie, Maryland, again transferring in from Mississippi State. Takes his time, gets the shotgun snap, looking downfield, now forced out of the pocket. To his left, spinning, and a flag comes out in the offensive backfield as Van Buren makes his way to the 42 and is dropped there. And that one came out late on the other side or behind the line of scrimmage.
Holding, offense, number 77, 10-yard penalty, still second down.
Ori Williams that time, the backup left tackle, the guilty party for LSU. 4th penalty of the night against the Tigers. We'll back him up with 4:38 remaining here in this third quarter of action. Again, LSU Athletics would like to thank tonight's game sponsor. That's Albertsons, official grocery partner of LSU Athletics.
Van Buren definitely gives you a different dynamic when he's in there than Garrett Nussmeier. But what a luxury for LSU to have a guy that started 8 SEC games as their backup and was successful, like you said. So excited to see what he can do here tonight.
5 wide, and the snap to Van Buren. He's going to run straight ahead on the keeper and makes his way to the 31. Pickup of 2 on the play. Again, after that penalty, still behind the chains here. It'll be 3rd down and 12 upcoming. As Van Buren ran into both Moore and Bradley up front defensively for the Lions. Tigers thus far 6 for 9 on 3rd down conversions. Looking to keep it going here with under 4 minutes. Clock moving third quarter. They'll move around the formation. Set up 3 wide to the right, 2 to the left side. Ball middle of the field as they attack left to right. 3rd down and a little less than 12 as Van Buren drops back 3 steps, throws far sideline. Catch going to be made by the tight end up at the 42, and he'll scamper up the sideline across the 45 to the 46. Donovan Green will deliver a Louisiana Blue first down for the Tigers. As Cameron Norwood, all he can do is just try to get him into the boundary after a 15-yard gain. 1st and 10 now at the Tiger 46. 2 wide right, 2 to the left. Van Buren puts it in the belly of Caden Durham. Berry, I should say. Harlem Berry went straight ahead. Makes his way just shy of the 49-yard line. pickup of 3. Looking at 2nd down and 7. Again, a lot of empty sets. Now they'll keep Barry on a wing to the left side of Van Buren. 2 by 2, left and right. On 2nd and 7, Van Buren. Long throw to the near side. Catch grabbed at the 46-yard line and eventually run out of bounds is going to be the catch by Nick Anderson. But he'll pick up the first down. Another Louisiana Blue first down for the Tigers on a gain of 7 yards as Zach Johnson will get credit for the stop. Down to 2 minutes, 37 seconds. Clock moving. LSU lining up. 1st and 10 now from their own, or rather I should say, the Lions 43.
I like LSU running their offense here, right? You never know when one of these players out there is going to have to step up throughout the season. So don't just, hone in on the run game. Open everything up, and they've done that so far this drive.
Jelani Watkins out wide to the left. Van Buren. Little play action now. Heaves it down the field looking for the intended receiver. Watkins lost a little bit of air. He had to slow up inside the 5. Didn't quite get to him. He was covered pretty well. It's incomplete. Sets up 2nd down and 10 at the 43. But Van Buren uncorking one there. Just incomplete.
You definitely saw Watkins' speed, which we know it is world-class speed there, and that might be something LSU comes back to. Unfortunately, Van Buren not able. He had pressure right in front of him to step into that throw.
See Caleb Jackson now check in the pistol formation. Caleb going to get the carry, hit behind the line, trying to pick up a yard, maybe able to get to the 42-yard line. So a pickup of a yard. Tigers with 406 yards total offense, but looking to convert this 3rd down here on 3rd and 9 with 1:45 here in the 3rd quarter. Up 42-7 over Southeastern with a league of substitutes on the field now offensively for LSU. Again, empty set. 3 wide to the left, 2 to the right. Van Buren waits on the snap. Calls for it. Perfect snap. He's going to go up the middle, try to run, but Southeastern able to get him from behind and bring him down. A great tackle by Dre Johnson Jr. Virtually no gain on the play, or a couple of yards, that's all. They'll mark the ball down at the 42, so about a yard gain is on 4th down. We'll see Damian Ramos come out here. Hey, it looks like maybe Aaron Burrell. Let's see. Nope, it is Ramos. Going to try a 59-yard field goal. Chadwick will place it down between the 49 and 50, just this side of the Tiger eye. Dekai Joseph is back deep for Southeastern as Ramos has no chance. This one well short. Going to be handed at the goal line by Joseph. He's got a lot of green grass. There's a flag down at the 40 as he's up the 40, 45 into Tiger territory. Gets hit hard, stays upright, and then pulled down back on the Lions side of the field at the 46 as he tried to break free and try to get to the far side. But we'll see what the flag is all about. It's down once again at the Lion 40. So a heads-up play by Southeastern on a 59-yard
illegal formation defense. Number 91 of the defense lined up in front of the snapper. That is a 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
So that is a little reprieve here for LSU special teams. Gabe Whittington lined up over the long snapper. Gives him 5 yards. So what was 4th and 9 going to be marked off here. They'll move the ball inside the Lion 40 to the 37-yard line. And we'll see what Coach Kelly.
Yeah, it looks like
they're going to bring the offense back out.
Yeah, that kick didn't miss by just 5 yards. So I'm not sure the 5 yards was going to talk him into trying to kick it again. So
well, see, Gordy, it all worked out the way Coach Kelly wanted.
No, absolutely. And it looks like the review team's coming up there. Take another look at this.
For targeting, yeah.
DJ Chester delivered a blow on the return man and brought no arms. And I'm not sure if that was the hit. It was a collision. And I was surprised he kept him up, but they're looking for targeting, and I've not seen a replay, guys.
Yeah, we're now seeing the officials and our crew chief, Kyle Olson. They bring out the small monitor down at the 20, and they're going to take a look at this one. We're waiting on a replay as well, but a timeout on the field. So it appears they're going to review for targeting on what was a 59-yard field goal attempt that was well short. It was then taken at the goal line by Dekai Joseph. He had a good return, again, as you would imagine, with a lot of green grass in front of him. Then took a monster shot. But again, a timeout on the field. We'll find out what the review is all about. The official review brought to you by Acme Oyster House. We'll settle this out after this timeout. Again, the Tigers up 42-7 with 26 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Back after this on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Ew, it's a roach.
Fear not. Champ is here. Your weapon is Bengal Roach Spray. Bengal Spray technology is designed to flush out the entire colony, targeting the source of the problem, making sure these pests don't die unseen in your walls, ensuring far-reaching results that prevent infestations from returning. Now that you're all protected, my job here is done.
Bengal, the official pest control of LSU athletics.
Hey, LSU fans, you're invited to Louisiana's largest casino resort, Coshada. Coshada Casino Resort has the largest and most spacious gaming floor in the Lake Charles area, with thousands of the newest slots, over 55 table games, live bingo and off-track betting, plus 3 beautiful hotels, delicious Cajun cuisine, and the #1 rated golf course in Louisiana. Coshada Casino Resort is proud to support LSU. Go Tigers!
ISC Constructors is a national award-winning electrical and instrumentation construction company. In addition, ISC provides full-service, multidiscipline engineering services to global customers. For 35 years, ISC has brought the Baton Rouge culture to its job sites and offices across the nation. And like our Tigers, ISC believes being the best begins with recruiting and developing the best talent. ISC, powered by people.
Game day starts local. Just 2 miles from Tiger Stadium, Oxbow Rum Distillery is the official rum of LSU athletics. Handcrafted from Louisiana sugarcane grown right across the river. From cane to glass, every bottle is pure Louisiana pride. So, whether you're mixing up cocktails at your tailgate or joining us at the tasting room, make it a win for local flavor. Oxbow Rum Distillery, located downtown Baton Rouge. Go Tigers!
Now, back to Fighting Tiger football on the LSU Sports Radio Network, powered by People's Health.
Welcome back to Tiger Stadium. 26 seconds remain in the third quarter. LSU leads Southeastern Louisiana 42-7. Gordy Rush, Jacob Hester, and the voice of the Tigers, Chris Blair. Guys, let me straighten out what happened for you. So DJ Chester has been ejected for targeting on that return. He indeed lowered his head. And with that, there was a penalty on Southeastern Louisiana for having somebody lined up in front of the center. That now is negated by Chester's penalty, so that sets up a 4th and 9 for LSU from the Southeastern 42-yard line, and they have sent the offense back on there with Michael Van Buren.
All right, thank you, Gordy. That was quite a play to unravel. A lot to unpack there. So, again, unfortunately, DJ Chester, his night is done due to the targeting call, but LSU's offense stays out there looking at 4th and 9, and they'll go for it here from the 42. Michael Van Buren Jr. again taking over at QB1 for LSU as Garrett Nussmeier had a spectacular night that we'll be talking about not only later tonight, but certainly tomorrow. Van Buren bobbled the snap in his hands, but now picks it up and he's on the run. And Van Buren spinning his way inside the 35 down to the 31-yard line. He'll pick up the Louisiana Blue first down on a gain of 12 yards. Yeah, that's a little different dynamic for the quarterback.
It certainly is there. And then, even there wasn't a lot there when he started to run and makes a couple guys miss. First down Tigers. That was impressive.
Now the handoff to Jackson between left tackle. He'll make his way to the 24 before being stood up there on a gain of 6. And that'll be the end of the third quarter of action. So after 3 quarters, LSU exercising the Demons offensively. They lead 42-7. Over Southeastern Louisiana. The 4th and final quarter coming up. We'll do that after this on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Hey, college football fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day.
And an ice cold Bud Light.
Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot
or parked on the couch,
sitting on your lucky stool at the bar,
or standing in the fan section all game long,
the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win
into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that.
Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
When you shop Albertsons online or in our app, you can count on us to have freshly picked high-quality ingredients ready for pickup or delivery in as little as 30 minutes. Plus, save $30 off your first online order and let Albertsons take the hassle out of shopping while racking up the savings. With free pickup or delivery, you will always get the same great prices, deals, and rewards as in-store. Shop online at Albertsons.com or in the app. Albertsons, fresh foods, local flavors.
At Capital One, we believe a bank should be about more than just money. It should be about the community, its values, and its winning traditions. I'm Katie Graves, Baton Rouge president for Capital One. Just like the LSU Tigers, we are deeply rooted in the life of Baton Rouge, volunteering, supporting local businesses, and helping families prepare for their financial future. It's a commitment we are proud to uphold. Go Tigers!
Hi, I'm Kevin Falk, LSU Hall of Famer. My years at LSU were amazing. I've always loved celebrating with my teammates, especially when someone was serving up some delicious Manda sauce. For a lot of Tiger fans, it's just not game day without Manda in the mix. Serving top quality sauces and original seasoning is Manda's strong side. But it's Manda's flavor that's always got me running back for more. You get it? Running back for more. After 75 years, the flavor still says it all. Manda Fine Meats, the official smoke sauce of LSU Athletics.
Fourth quarter coverage of LSU Fighting Tiger football, presented by J&J Exterminating on the LSU Sports Radio Network, powered by People's Health.
Fourth and final quarter coming our way on this Saturday night from Death Valley, and LSU leading 42-7 over Southeastern Louisiana. Let's take a look at the third quarter stats, as always presented by Hancock Whitney. LSU with 9 first downs to 5 for the Lions. On the ground, 39 yards rushing for the Tigers. They had 115 through the air, 154 yards total offense in that second half and third quarter of action. Southeastern Louisiana, 33 yards on the ground. Did get it going with a passing game for 63 yards. Had a total of 96, considering where they were at the end of the first half. I think Coach Selfo happy with that. Not only, Jacob, but they found the end zone to avoid the shutout. It's 42-7 here. But LSU switching sides of the field. Now they'll attack towards the north end zone, looking at 2nd down and 4 from the Lions 24-yard line.
Yeah, so look, the LSU backups on defense, obviously going to want to go out there a little bit later on and show better than they did. But so far, this LSU offense, when they bring the second unit in, it's picked up a couple of big key conversions there, certainly on that second opportunity on 4th down after the offsetting penalty. So let's see if the offense can punch it in, and I'd like to see that young defense go back out there and see if they can fix some of the issues they had last drive out.
After a great performance by Garrett Nussmeier in a starting role, completing 81% of his passes for 273 yards. Again, Michael Van Buren Jr., the backup QB, running the offense here. He'll take the snap, but before there's movement and flags will halt action.
False start. Offense, number 22. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Harlan Berry, the freshman running back, not quite set there, and that'll back LSU up. 2nd down and 9, move it back to the 29-yard line. So now Van Buren, I'm sure looking at it, is more room to work with. Van Buren, little pump fake. Now comes back middle of the field, throws, catch made inside the 10 and down inside the 5. Donovan Green with the catch. The tight end sets up the Tigers' 1st down and goal inside the Lion 5. They'll mark it down at the Southeastern 4-yard line. 25-yard pitch and catch from Van Buren to Donovan Green. LSU lines up quickly. Van Buren in the shotgun. High snap. Gets control. Throws to the right corner, and it's broken up and incomplete. That play, unfortunately, a high snap. Kind of took off the timing. They were looking for Nick Anderson to throw a little low. Again, we should tell you, new center into the game for LSU. Braden Augustus, a sophomore out of Beaumont, Texas now. Taking over for Braylon Moore as more substitutions coming in for LSU.
I mean, on that play right there, you mentioned it, high snap, and anytime you're trying to get that fade, even if it is a back shoulder situation, once that timing's off, it's tough. I'd like to see him maybe do something different with the football there.
Well, now Van Buren works under center. Green motions at the snap. Handoff going to be to Harlem Berry. He's caught from behind, still trying to move. He stood up and stopped down around the 2-yard line. It was Evan Aubrey who was able to get a hold of Berry quickly right at the line of scrimmage. Held him up long enough for the reserves to get there to stop the play. They mark it inside the 2, so now looking at 3rd down, goal to go, just outside the Lion 1. Again, Van Buren under center, takes the snap, trying to follow behind Augustus, backpedals his way, reaches the football over the goal line, touchdown, Fighting Tigers. 1-yard score for Michael Van Buren, the junior, who scores his first touchdown in an LSU uniform, and that'll make it 48-7 LSU.
Well, that's a great series by the backup offense there. As we mentioned, you pick up some conversions, but look, you do it on the ground, you do it through the air, your quarterback finishes in the end zone there. It's a nice offensive process to get your backups in there, stay on schedule, and get back in the end zone for this LSU offense, which has done it many, many times so far here tonight.
Van Buren with the touchdown. That one brought to you by Louisiana Blue. Damian Ramos will stay in. Waits on the snap, placement down, kick is up, and the kick is good. 49-7 LSU now leads with 13:54 remaining here in the 4th quarter. With that good kick, the good hands at Allstate will contribute to the Tigers' General Scholarship Fund for student athletes across all sports. Thank you, Allstate. Timeout on the field, 13:54 remaining in this one. It's all LSU. 49-7, they lead Southeastern Louisiana on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Everyone has their own favorite way to experience Louisiana. For some, it's the taste of hot beignets with a creamy cafe au lait. For others, it's swaying to the music of brass bands, Zydeco, and all the music in between. It's boating on the bayou, weaving your way through festivals, road tripping in pursuit of the greatest gumbo. Whoever you are, whatever you crave, Louisiana will feed your soul. Go to findyourlouisiana.com to plan your visit today.
LSU Tiger fans are gearing up with real Tigers apparel and merchandise from the official online store at lsushop.net. Get jerseys, sideline gear, polos, t-shirts, hats, official team merchandise from Nike, accessories, and much more. Over 3,600 products, all shipped right to your door. Head to the place real Tiger fans go for the selection only real Tiger fans get at lsushop.net.
Mom's early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take.
And when I left the oven on, we decided together that it was time to see a doctor and make a plan.
Early detection gave us more time to seek out information and support as a family.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. For more information, visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Back to 4th quarter action of Fighting Tiger football. Presented by J&J Exterminating on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Powered by People's Health.
Tigers now lead 49-7 over Southeastern Louisiana with 13:54 still remaining in tonight's game. Your LSU Online scoring drive, Michael Van Buren Jr., the backup quarterback, leads the Tigers down the field. 16 plays, 81 yards, 7 minutes and 5 seconds off the game clock before he was able to find pay dirt from 1 yard out, his first touchdown as an LSU Tiger to extend the lead 49-7. The Tigers now 69 plays on offense, 454 yards so far. Southeastern Louisiana with 37 snaps, 126 yards, the majority of that coming on their last drive that found them in the end zone. Brandon Hayes once again back deep. Aaron Burrell puts a foot into it. This time end over end, and it will have no return out of the back of the end zone and a touchback. Fans, Our Lady of the Lake Health, proud to be LSU's championship health partner. Together, LSU and Our Lady of the Lake Health champions for Louisiana. Together we roar. You can learn more at olrmc.com/LSU. While we have a moment, check on that Republic Finance scoreboard. Well, the Florida Gators certainly making the game a little muddy down there in Miami. Still about 13 minutes to go at last check. It's 13-7. 4th-ranked Hurricanes leading over the Gators. Also up in Como right now with under 2 minutes to go. Missouri now takes a 29-20 lead over South Carolina. Southeastern on 1st down and 10 from the 25. Under duress and going down. Carson Camp going to be sacked inside the 20. First sack of the night for the Tigers.
Down prior to losing possession. 2nd down.
So it's a sack, and it's brought to you by Train. Hard to stop the Tigers. Hard to stop a Train. Dylan Carpenter picks up the first sack for the Tigers here tonight. Sets back the Lions 2nd and 17 back at their own 18. Camp again will set up in a shotgun with a single back, 3 wide receivers to the right side. Looking to throw, a sidearm delivery, caught at the 20 and then immediately out of bounds. After the catch is Jordan Williams. Deshaun Spears able to get him wide. Stand corrected, 2nd sack by the Tigers tonight. First by Dylan Carpenter. Trying to get some of that lost yardage back. It'll still be 3rd and long. 3rd and 13 from the 22-yard line for the Lions of Southeastern.
Well, Southeastern hasn't really allowed LSU to get back there. As soon as the ball hits the quarterback's hands, they're trying to get it out there. So LSU's had pressure, but Southeastern has made a point of emphasis to try to get the ball out as quick as they possibly can.
Again, just 1 for 8 on 3rd downs tonight. Delayed handoff and not much room across the 20 up to the 23-yard line is Rodeo Graham Jr., the senior out of Baton Rouge. University High product, getting a chance to carry the football here at Tiger Stadium, but it sets up 4th and long, about 4th and 12. And we'll bring the punt unit on for the 6th time tonight for Coach Selfo and the Lions. 12:06, clock moving, 4th quarter. 49-7, LSU leads. Barryon Brown now will set up shop deep for the Tigers. Chance to get good field position here. Barryon Brown, a great returner. Stands at the 35-yard line of LSU. Mahler puts a pretty good foot into this one. It will send Brown back. He'll call for the fair catch and field it inside the 30 at around the 27-yard line, but there's a flag down, so we'll see what it's all about. It's near midfield, near side. 50-yard punt off the leg of Mahler. Getting better as the game gets deeper.
Yeah, no question, after the start that he had. And we were wondering maybe even if that ball got tipped there, but he's come back with a nice couple 50-yarders.
So a little discussion now taking place with our SEC officials. We'll get the call from Kyle Olson.
During the kick, personal foul, face mask, receiving team, number 12. It's half the distance to the goal from the end of the kick. 1st down.
The Tigers, another penalty here, will back them up as they start this drive with 11:41 to go. Fans, again, a reminder, TJ Ribs, the official barbecue restaurant of LSU Athletics, home of the Brian Kelly Show each week, Thursdays at 7 p.m. We'll see you this week at 7. You can order right now at tjribs.com. We got a timeout on the field, 49-7 LSU, leading big. Back after this on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Some drinks come in a bottle, some in a can. Only one comes in a ball and brings the buzz. We're Buzzballs, the ready-to-go cocktail that's shaped like a ball. Coincidence? We think not. Big flavor, big buzz, ready to go. Buzzballs. It's a ball. It's a drink. It's a whole vibe. Please drink responsibly. Buzzballs. Available in spirit, wine, and malt. 50% alcohol per volume. Buzzballs, LLC, Carrollton, Texas.
Jackpot fever is here. Play Easy 5. Win a cash jackpot starting at $50,000. Pick up Lotto with a starting jackpot of $500,000. Now that's a whole lotto cash. Play Powerball, starting jackpot $20 million. Add Power Play to increase any non-jackpot prize. Play Mega Millions, starting jackpot $50 million. Multiply any non-jackpot prize up to 10 times. Must be at least 21 to purchase.
Score big with MMR. Join the team at the largest privately owned open shop electrical and instrumentation contractor in the nation, headquartered right here in Baton Rouge. MMR is committed to positioning each team member for success. Whether you're a student seeking an internship, just starting your career, or already a seasoned professional, MMR offers a variety of positions just for you. Get in the game at MMR, where your future is bright. Kick off your career at mmrgrp.com/careers. MMR, a proud partner of LSU Athletics.
4th quarter coverage of LSU Fighting Tiger football, presented by J&J Exterminating on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Powered by People's Health.
Back here at Tiger Stadium, and during the timeout, when we left you, they told us that it was a penalty against LSU, the receiving team, half the distance to the goal line. And then during the timeout, Kyle Wilson came on and said, hey, let's correct that. It was actually a penalty against the kicking team. So the ball is brought back up, and LSU will have 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line, again with 11:41 remaining. The Tigers approaching 500 yards of total offense, and without question, Jacob, 49 points, the most we've seen by this Tiger offense all season long. And I guess the best of both worlds is Garrett Nussmeier had an incredible night, 25 of 31, 273 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, a rushing touchdown, completed 81% of his passes. But Michael Van Buren Jr. got his debut tonight. He's 4 of 6 passing, 57 yards. He also had a rushing touchdown on the last score. They'll go end around. This time Jelani Watkins showing that speed again. He got to the corner quickly. Southeastern able to track him down. He does pick up 6 yards up to the 48-yard line. Stopped by Justin Dumas.
That's a nice job by Van Buren handling that stab, knowing you had, a receiver coming in. You had to get out of your hands quick there. It could have been an ugly process.
Van Buren again will stand back in the shotgun. 5 wide. He'll send it near side. Catch going to be grabbed and pulled down by Caleb Jackson just shy of midfield at the 49. So a yard pickup. Set up 3rd down and 3 for the Tigers at the 49 of their own. Jakiri Jones with a good tackle there did not allow Caleb Jackson to get set and try to get some yards after the catch. 2 quarterbacks for the Tigers combining for 80% completion. Van Buren now 6 for 8 throwing the football. 3rd and 3 from the 49 of their own. Van Buren again with an empty backfield, but we got movement up front. The Lions say it goes against Williams, the left tackle.
Number 77, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Well, the 6th penalty of the night for LSU. Again, it goes without saying, a lot of newcomers on that offensive line. Haven't seen a ton of action.
3rd and 8 Tigers, 44-yard line.
Right now, Watkins has press coverage and not a safety over the top of him, and he just signaled to the sideline that was the case. And so look out, they might try to take a shot unless they back up, which they better.
3rd down and 8 at the 44. Van Buren calls for the snap, and again there was movement up front. This one again looks like it's going to go against the Tigers.
False start. Offense, number 28, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
That's a costly one. That's the junior Caleb Jackson, not quite set. 7th penalty of the night. It'll back up the Tigers even further and set up 3rd down and 12.
3rd and 12 for the Tigers.
Yeah, this series not as clean as the first one with the backups there. Obviously, a couple of penalties, now 3rd and long. We'll see if they can convert, but the first one was nice.
3 receivers right, 2 to the left. Van Buren waits on the snap, gets it on 3rd down and 12. Steps up in the pocket, delivers. Short stuff underneath. Hauling it in is Jackson, and Jackson scampers up the near sideline into line territory, pulled down at the 47, and will pick up the Louisiana Blue 1st down as Dumas again able to make the tackle. Jackson trying to erase Brian Kelly's memory of that false start with that catch and 1st down.
Yeah, Coach, I just wanted a longer reception. That's it.
1st down and 10 now at the Lion 47. 1 receiver sent wide to the right, 2 to the left side, including Watkins out wide. Here's the snap. The give is going to be up the middle, and I believe it is Harlem Berry. Berry finds a little room down to the 42-yard line of the Lions. Looks like Johnson was able to come up, make the tackle. That's Jeray Johnson. He's had a handful of stops tonight. It'll be 2nd down and 5 from the Lion 42. Pistol formation. Van Buren, quick fire. Watkins on the near side, looking for blockers, comes outside the numbers, and down the sideline he goes. Inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. Another Louisiana Blue 1st down. Shakespeare Lewis forced him into the boundary. 15-yard gain. It'll be 1st and 10 LSU. Now at the 27-yard line of the Lions.
Shakespeare would have an easier time writing sonnets than trying to keep up with Watkins there, I'll tell you that.
Took us a while to get the Shakespeare statement.
He had to get there.
Jacob, you nailed it. 1st down and 10 at the 27. Van Buren takes the snap. Looks left, now back center of the field. Crossing route caught. It'll be Parker. Parker breaks a tackle inside the 10, the 5. Spins down at the goal line and finds Pater. Touchdown, Fighting Tigers. Kyle Parker on the 27-yard reception. Made it happen with his legs, however. Just could not be stopped with that momentum inside the 10. Bulldozes his way to the end zone. It's now 55-7 LSU.
You absolutely love as a head coach when you can throw the second unit in there. And look, it didn't start clean maybe, but it certainly finished clean. This second unit offense has gone right down the field. The defense cleaned it up from their first time out to their second time out. And that gives you a lot of confidence. And you're going to need some of these players later on in the season. Look, we all know SEC play. It's going to be mean, nasty, tough. You're going to have some guys, unfortunately, go down. And so this is a good showing for the backups here for LSU.
No doubt about it. Van Buren taking over the reins at quarterback, a rushing touchdown now with his first passing touchdown. Kyle Parker, the recipient. Waiting on Ramos. Ramos waiting on the snap. Here it comes. Placement down. Kick is up, and the kick is good. 56-7. 8-11 still remains in this game. LSU winning big. Timeout on the field. We'll take one with them. We'll return after this on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Need funds to help with your financial situation? Republic Finance is a proud partner of LSU Athletics and has served the SEC area since 1952. Check out our loan options to see how we may help you. Visit a local branch or get pre-qualified online at republicfinance.com/tigers.
Not all consumers are eligible to apply online. Secured loans are available exclusively in branch and have collateral and insurance requirements. Standard loan terms, rates, and fees apply based on your state. All loans are subject to approval pursuant to standard underwriting criteria. Not all consumers will qualify. For more information, call 833-907-1737.
Elevate your game day spirit with Sugarfield Spirits, the official vodka of LSU Athletics. When crafting the perfect mixed drink, our vodka is the winning choice that'll have your taste buds cheering for more. Sugarfield Spirits, where the spirit of the Tigers meets exceptional locally made vodka. See our winning lineup at sugarfieldspirits.com or visit us at our tasting room in Gonzales.
Trust isn't given. It's earned by showing up, leading the way, and performing at your best when it matters most. Our Lady of the Lake sports medicine experts know what it takes to improve performance and build champions at every level. That's why LSU chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner, trusting Louisiana's best medical team to care for our state's best athletes. From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here. Visit OLOLRMC.com/LSU. Fourth and final quarter of LSU Fighting Tiger football. Presented by J&J Exterminating on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Powered by People's Health.
Yes, indeed. J&J Exterminating, Louisiana-owned, customer-focused, and results-driven for over 65 years. Call the local pros and get the shield. That's J&J Exterminating. Yeah. 56-7, LSU leading over Southeastern Louisiana. And Gordy Rosh, a Sunshine Sideline Report. Always great to see, as Jacob said, some of the backups come in and get it done, find the end zone. But I got to tell you, I have been impressed with Michael Van Buren on that last touchdown pass. Showed patience, had a clean pocket, but waited for Parker to break loose on the route, then hit him in full stride, and that's how the momentum got him in the end zone.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that's a Michael Van Buren I remember from last year. And the first time I saw him, Jacob, was a week before we played Texas A&M. Mississippi State played Texas A&M. I put the film on, and he lit up Mississippi State, Texas A&M. 242 yards passing. He had 3 touchdowns. And I mean, his decisions are quick. I love the way that he gets a little tempo going. He gets into a rhythm. He's smooth.
Yeah, very likely could be your quarterback next season, obviously. And the A&M game, the Georgia game, so against some of the better defenses in the SEC. And not many times can you bring in a guy with that much SEC experience. And it's certainly been impressive here tonight.
Aaron Burrell, this time more of a line drive kick, but had plenty of distance and another touchback. So only one return tonight for the Lions is Burrell. Getting plenty of work on kickoff duties tonight. 56-7, Tigers lead, still 8-11 remaining in this game. Republic Finance scoreboard update. It has gone final in Columbia, Missouri, in the battle of the two Columbias. It's Mizzou getting the win over South Carolina, 29-20. And down in South Beach, a little under 6 remaining, 13-7 at last check, although Miami inside the red zone against this Florida Gator defense. Now they're down to the Florida 3-yard line, trying to punch it in for what could be a late score. Kyle Lowe back in at quarterback for the Lions, who will have twin backs, one to left and right out of the shotgun. They'll hand it off to one of the backs, trying to get to the edge far side, gets a couple of yards, maybe 4, before being stopped at the 29-yard line. It was Brandon Hayes, one of the receivers, lining up in the backfield, taking the handoff from Kyle Lowe. And it'll be 2nd down and 6 here for the Lions as we roll under 8 minutes remaining. We'll see Calvin Smith, freshman out of New Orleans, check in as a running back on the season. 23 carries, 108 yards so far for Coach Selfo here in 2025. Snap is back to Lowe, and Lowe going to pull and run. Lowe with room across the 35, up the far side hash across the 40, makes his way to the 45-yard line. Big play on the ground with the quarterback, 16-yard gain. It was Jaden Breaker who had a chance trying to reach out there and grab the quarterback. They pick up the 1st down up to the 45-yard line. A lot of young players out there on the field, offensively and defensively, for Coach Kelly, and you can't put a value on that in Week 4 of the 2025 season. This one has gone according to script tonight. Lowe looking to throw, and the quick slant to the tight end is broken up at midfield and incomplete. It'll stop the clock. Rather, that was Jeff Booker, the wideout, to the left side. A little too much on that when he couldn't bring it in. It'll be 2nd down and 10 at the 45. Fans, work days work better with Cintas by your side. Keep your team protected, prepared, and looking great. Visit Cintas.com. Get ready for the workday.
You're right about this experience, and you get a chance to get into a game like this, and some young players that maybe they don't, play this season, but just having this experience, having this to be able to lean on whenever it is their time, it's very valuable.
This time they'll hand it off again, and finding his way through the fray, left side on the carry, deep inside LSU territory, down to the 30-yard line is freshman Calvin Smith. Toviano coming over from the safety position to trip him up. But a pretty good run there, impressive run by Smith, who had to get through some duress there at the line of scrimmage, but found the crease he needed to build up some speed. It'll be 1st and 10 on a 25-yard gain now with the ball at the LSU 30-yard line. Smith will stay on a wing to the left side of Lowe, the quarterback. On 1st and 10, Lowe going to pull, try to get to the left edge, short side of the field. LSU has men there, and he'll pick up 4 yards before being pulled down by Michael Turner, along with help from Cobbins. Under 6 minutes now here in the 4th quarter. The Lions so far 169 yards tonight on offense, highlighted by the one scoring drive thus far that came in the 2nd half. Second down and 6. Lowe going to work under center here with a receiver to each side. Again, they'll fake the end around. Drop off a pass into the left side flat. One man misses, and inside the 20 and popped out of bounds inside the 15 is going to be DeAndre Jackson. He released out of the backfield. They faked a couple of handoffs, and then Lowe was able to find him, and he was able to scamper, pick up the 16-yard gain. It'll be 1st down goal to go now from the LSU 10 as Carson Camp will return to the field. He'll take over the quarterback duties here with an even 5 minutes and clock moving 4th quarter.
Yeah, that last play you had it covered by Michael Turner Jr. out there on the edge. Just misses a tackle there, and it was a nice job of recognizing the play. And, Blake Baker certainly not going to be happy with that film review.
Camp in the pocket, a little duress, and then going to be tripped up. Great job defensively to bring down the Lion quarterback. They'll lose 3 yards on the play as it looked like he was going to try to escape, step up in the pocket, and find a little bit of room.
That was Damian Shanklin.
Yeah, Shanklin was knocked to the ground and just said, hey, I'm going to grab you around the ankles, and he does, and he pulls him down.
What a way to get your first career sack. You're on the ground, but you don't stop fighting. You get him by the ankles, like you said, and come up with a big play.
Absolutely. Another sack by this Tiger defense, brought to you by Train. Hard to stop the Tigers, hard to stop a Train. It'll be second down, goal to go, back at the 14-yard line of the Tigers. Cam takes the snap, little sprint out to the right, finds a man open, pass caught at the 10, and then slung backward. They'll say forward progress got him to the 8-yard line. It was Kentrell Prejean who made the catch. Jakeem Jackson, though, with a little WWE, picked him up and spun him back. Gain of 6 yards. It'll be third down, goal to go, with the ball placed at the LSU 8-yard line with 3 minutes and 36 seconds remaining. Now we'll see Kyle Lowe check back in at quarterback. Bingo Pest Product third down here for this LSU defense. The backups on the field trying to keep the Lions out of the end zone here. Third down, goal to go from the 8. The swing pass goes far side to the 10. Flag comes out, but he's dropped at about the 7-yard line. That's Prejean again. As soon as he was hit, though, the flags fly from every direction down around the 6.
That might be mauling, not holding.
That's when you get 4 flags.
Offense, number 13, 10-yard penalty, still third down.
So the penalty will back up the Lions here with 3:12 remaining. Miami did punch it in with about 4 minutes remaining in the game to go up 19-7 over the Florida Gators. Again, you might feel a little bit better if you're a Gator fan with the odds against you going down against one of the high-powered teams in Miami, but I guess when you drop the game to South Florida, got handled pretty easily by LSU, things are not going to get any better there in Gainesville if that score stands. Low, time in the pocket now. It gets tight, and he's going to go down at the 20-yard line. Another sack by this LSU defense. Fourth sack of the night. Brought to you by Train. Hard to stop the Tigers, hard to stop a Train.
Yeah, Shanklin doesn't have to tell the story of, the first sack. You can just say I had 2 sacks out there tonight. And so good to see a young player come off the edge and get a couple of sacks in the same series.
Damian Shanklin, 2 sacks in this series, and that'll bring the Lions field goal unit out, trying a 37-yarder. Between the hash marks, kicking towards the south end zone. Guillermo Garcia Rodriguez will try the 37-yarder. Placement is down. He'll swing the leg. It's got plenty of leg, and it is good. So the Lions able to put 3 more on the board. They cut the lead 56-10 with 2 minutes and 16 seconds remaining in our contest tonight. Fans, it's a game everyone loves to play. Play Scrabble Scratch Off from the lottery. You can win up to $50,000. Pick up Scrabble Scratch Off today. Must be at least 21 to purchase. Gordy Rush, we said all week, even as close to kickoff tonight, that both teams had a similar plan if everything went according to script. That being, come out of here relatively injury-free. LSU able to get a big lead early, get their substitutes in there, give them great experience. And for Southeastern, again, they put 10 points on the board against one of the top defenses in the country. They got plenty of football left this season. I think everybody up to this point has gotten what they wanted tonight.
Yeah, 100%. Other than, Gabe Relaford going out with that shoulder. We'll find out a little bit more, hopefully, after the game on that. But for me, offensively, I think this offense picked up some confidence. We saw Garrett Nussmeier look a little bit healthier. And defensively, I thought they were mentally sharp when they needed to be dominant in the first half, holding Southeastern to 27 yards of total offense in the first half.
Jelani Watkins back deep, takes the kickoff at the goal line, comes up the near side, goes middle of the field. He's going to be stopped after reaching about the 22.
Watkins on the return for the Tigers.
Watkins about a 22-yard return there. And LSU with 2 minutes and 7 seconds will bring out the offense once again. Garrett Nussmeier, 25 of 31 tonight, 273 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, added a rushing touchdown, also had his longest career run of the night. Michael Van Buren Jr. taking over the majority of this second half. He's 9 of 11, 120 yards, a passing touchdown. He also has a rushing touchdown tonight. So great play out of both Tiger quarterbacks here in week 4. First and 10 at the 22. Van Buren and the Tigers looking to keep it on the ground. They'll hand it off to Harlem Berry. He'll go straight ahead to the 26-yard line before being stopped by Evan Aubrey there. And we hit the 2-minute timeout here in the fourth quarter. LSU going to take on Ole Miss next week. Right now, it's number 3 LSU, number 13 Ole Miss. We'll see what the polls say on Monday, but it will be quite a battle at Vaught Hemingway, coming up with a 2:30 Central Time kickoff. As we mentioned, Southeastern will go at home, be back at home to take on Texas Rio Grande Valley. That one kicking off at 6 o'clock. We'll take a timeout. LSU leading 56-10. We'll finish this out after this on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
The Toyota Trucks Game Day sales event is on, and there's no one key to victory. You need strength, power, agility, a team that shows up ready to win. And Toyota Trucks, they bring the full roster. Kick off the season with big savings at the Toyota Trucks Game Day sales event.
Toyota is a proud sponsor of LSU Athletics. Experience the drive of the Tiger in a Tundra or Tacoma, built to take you wherever the road leads. Find yours today.
Toyota, let's go places. See packages and options at toyota.com for feature availability.
Every Tiger knows it's not just about where you are, it's about how you play the game. At LSU Online, we bring that same grit and greatness to your education. Whether you're watching from Baton Rouge or beyond, you can earn your degree on your time from anywhere. Flexible, online, built for Tiger Nation. Visit online.lsu.edu and win where you are. Hey, Tiger fans 12 and younger, don't miss your chance to be a part of Mike's Kids Club. Presented by Shell, the exclusive kids club of LSU Athletics. Join Mike's Kids Club for only $25. Get the official Mike's Kids Club t-shirt, free admission to select LSU athletic events, and much, much more. To learn about upcoming events and to join, please visit lsumkc.com. The Mike's Kids Club, presented by Shell.
Back to fourth quarter action of Fighting Tiger football. Presented by J&J Exterminating on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Powered by People's Health.
Tiger fans, help shape the future of medicine with Velocity Clinical Research. Participants can receive compensation, access new potential medicines, and get free study-related exams. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. 56-10 our score tonight. It's been all LSU from the start. Certainly what Coach Kelly and this Tiger group needed. As Jacob has said multiple times, you start the heavy gauntlet of SEC play beginning next week on the road against Ole Miss, who again got the win today with their backup quarterback in earlier this afternoon. Second down and 6 at the 25. As Van Buren in the pistol formation. Again, we'll give it to Harlem Berry, and Berry tripped up as he crossed the 26 and falls towards the 28-yard line. Richard McNeely, a Baton Rouge product out of Liberty High School. Redshirt sophomore comes in to make the stop for Southeastern Louisiana. And the clock down to 1 minute 30. Third down and 4 from their own 28-yard line. They have no qualms about keeping the football here, trying to convert on this third down. Van Buren takes the shotgun snap. A little quick throw out to the far side. Catch made, but a great open field tackle will bring the receiver down. That's Richard McNeely with a great tackle after a 1-yard gain.
You're right. That was a really nice job there by Southeastern to get the receiver on the ground. LSU tried to close the game out there on that last play, try to convert that one.
Philip Wright the third, the true freshman out of Shrewsbury, Louisiana, received that catch. So he gets his first catch as a Tiger, picks up 1 yard. And on fourth down and 2, Tigers will have to punt it away. And Kai Joseph back deep for Southeastern Louisiana as the ball takes a bounce in a crowd down inside the 30. And LSU able to down it as the Lions were able to get out of the way. I don't think they planned to, but luckily nobody in a green jersey touched that football. And that will give the Lions possession here with just 20 seconds remaining. Coming up, we'll have the Fighting Tiger postgame report. We'll close things up from the booth here and then send it back to the Capital One studios where former Tigers Marlon Fabright, Brandon Taylor, Hunt Palmer probably going to talk a lot about this LSU offense tonight. And why not? They should. The Tigers with an excellent performance, just what they needed, 530 yards of total offense tonight in this lopsided victory.
It's exactly what LSU wanted. It's what they needed. as they head to Oxford next week. No notes really on the LSU performance tonight.
Yeah, matchup of two undefeated teams in Oxford. 4-0 Ole Miss, and in 20 seconds, the 4-0 LSU Tigers. The Lions will keep it on the ground. The handoff off the left edge. If the late flag comes out up to about the 45-yard line on the carry, but Lions look
Holding offense, number 65, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Left guard Riley Witten charged with the penalty. While we have a moment, let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification. This is Fighting Tiger Football on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
The Tigers roar worldwide. The LSU Sports Radio Network and the LSU Sports mobile app.
So they'll mark back the Lions after the infraction with just 13 seconds remaining. Been a great night here at Tiger Stadium. Been a great three-game homestand. Tigers will be back in a couple of weeks to host a South Carolina team. But next week they're on the road to Ole Miss. They will let the clock run down after they set the football and the horn sounds, and this one's in the books. LSU now 3-0 all time against Southeastern Louisiana. They get the 56-10 victory tonight again to move to 4-0 on the season. They remain 1-0 in SEC play. For Southeastern Louisiana, they suffer their second loss of the season. They are 2-2. Great night in all phases for the Tigers, and they get the win 56-10. We'll be back with more. We'll crank up the Fighting Tiger post-game report after this on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Shell believes
Tiger Talk Flash Report.
Oh, man. Big ups to y'all, man. Tough Tiger Talk. Big Q in the building, man. Tigers handle business, man, in a good fashion against Southeastern University. The Lions got ran off, man, and they got just plastered 56-10. This was kind of a game that we expected LSU to have and to take care of business in a major fashion against a, no disrespect, a far inferior opponent to what they were dealing with, and they were able to take care of business in a very good fashion. I don't know. I know the spread. Y'all correct me in the chat. I think the spread was 48.5 or 49.5. I think the LSU, they was trying to cover the spread, man. But this is what we wanted to see. When you play a more inferior opponent like a Southeastern team, no disrespect to them, it's just levels to this stuff. And LSU was supposed to 50 burger this club. They were able to take care of business 56-10 over this squad, man, and that's what we wanted to see. We seen Garrett Nussmeier put up some really good numbers. He up in the game. We seen LSU kind of ran the score up. They scored 35 points in the first half alone, and then ultimately 50 burgered the Southeastern Louisiana Lions, and that's what I'm talking about. That gives you, this is what LSU Nation. A lot of people, and I think Coach Kelly on the back end of that press conference, he tried to steer the narrative a little bit. We kind of, getting the reporter, I think he apologized to the man, but I think Coach Kelly was trying to steer the narrative a little bit about what was going on with the offense, trying to kind of cover it up a little bit. But the reality is, this is we wanted to see. As the diehards, we wanted to see the offense flow, because as the season is going forward, you're going to face some way stiffer opponents than what we've seen tonight. And these are the type of games that you need to have to kind of crystallize what's going on, because we know Ole Miss is the next opponent. That'll be a 2:30 kickoff game. After a 2:30 p.m. game in Ole Miss, and they took care of Tulane. They dispatched the Green Wave today quite easily. So that's going to be a very tough road matchup going up to Oxford to take on Ole Miss. But as far as tonight is concerned, man, just celebrate in the fact that LSU took care of business
against Southeastern, man, and in a way that we all approve on, man. Anyway, let's hit the statistics in the matchup, man. The LSU Tigers, man, tonight, 32 first downs in the game. And listen, they weren't perfect, but, you know, they had a much better effort against a far, you know, a more an inferior talented foe. Even though the defense was getting after us early on and stopping the run, and then the wall broke and it was over with. 9 of 14 from third down for the Tigers. 1 of 10 defense put up a stiff stand against Southeastern. 3 for 3 on fourth down, so the numbers are really good. They put up 530 yards of total offense, 210 by Southeastern. The passing attack, almost 400 yards by LSU versus 116. They averaged over 9 yards per pass attempt today. Then, of course, the rushing game, LSU had 135 yard effort on 35 carries. That's 4 yards per run, in holding Southeastern to just 94 yards on the ground on 26 attempts. They had 7 penalties for 50 yards, but the way the game flowed, it didn't even matter. 5 penalties for 55 yards for Southeastern. No turnovers on either side of the game. So LSU, in terms of having a very solid 9-turnover game, was pretty good. Then they ain't forced any turnovers. So it simply is what it is. 34-44 was the time of possession versus 25-16 LSU getting that control there. And of course, you look at the individual statistics. Gary Nussmeier, injury and all, sore torso and all this other stuff, was 25 for 31 for 273, averaged 9 yards throw, had 3 passing touchdowns today for him. And then Michael Van Buren, who got in there, number 11, got in there in the cleanup duty, and he did a really good job. And we were actually getting a look at the potential starting quarterback in 2026 in number 11, Michael Van Buren. So I hope you guys were able to watch him and see, you know, what your potential future quarterback looks like. Of course, LSU will be kind of working the things to add more talent there, but 10 of 12 for 122 yards. He averaged a first down every time he threw the ball. He also had a touchdown there. So good to see that. Also the rushing attack. How about Juwan Johnson, man? How about the good Juwan Johnson? He had 8 carries for 43 yards. He averaged over 5 yards of rushing, had 2 rushing touchdowns. Harlan Berry got in there for 7 for 28 on 4 yards average there. Caden Durham, 7 for 17, not too much from him. And of course, Michael Van Buren even scrambled for a touchdown. He threw for 1 and ran for 1, 4 scrambles for 16 yards and the touchdown. Gary Nussmeier also got him a little scrambling touchdown and 10 yards off of 5 attempts there. Of course, the receiving game was Bauer Sharp, who had a very solid game, 5 catches, 73 yards and a touchdown, averaged over 14 yards per catch today. He really starting to come into his own. Barron Brown had another solid effort by LSU wide receiver. He had 5 catches for 54 yards, 11 yards per average, and a touchdown. Kyle Parker, 4 for 52, 13-yard average, and a score as well. Aaron Anderson, not too much pop from him today. He was 3 for 46. Donovan Green had 2 for 40. Xavier Thomas had 2 for 26 and a touchdown there as well. So guys are just trying to get it all together and keep it moving. On the defensive side of the ball, a lot of the stuff going on here. You can see Deshaun Spears was one of the top guys right there. In terms of tackles, you look at the sacks, 2 by Damian Shanklin today, half by Jacoby and Guillory, and another half by Jack Pilburn. So you see Pyburn is there, and Carpenter also had a sack for them as well. So no interceptions by them, but this was a game by LSU. Ramos was 8 for 8 on the extra points. He had 8 points, not much to shake on that. Grant Chadwick, the punter, only 2, but for 99 yards, average 49 and a half yards. So this is basically, for all intensive purposes, one of those games on your schedule where you just test things out that you need to have, and it's a big confidence galvanizing win, because you need a 50 burger like this. And LSU, 3rd in the nation, they improved to 4-0, and they have 3-0 at home. They have a massive road test, just like before when they went to Clemson to start the season off. Ole Miss is playing really well right now. That's the next opponent. And it's going to be it's going to be one of these prime games. I don't know if it's a 2:30 kickoff game on the 27th. So we'll see if they move it or whatnot, but they're saying right now at 2:30, and that's what we expect. But this is a massive SEC showdown between LSU's number 4, the Ole Miss Rebels, currently 13th in the nation. They're 4-0, so somebody's O is got to go. And right now they're trying to give it 69% toward Ole Miss. But for tonight, how about LSU and what they were able to do and 50 Burger, and a really good game in terms of just getting that out of the way, just getting a real good win over an opponent that we were supposed to just take care of business very drastically, and they did that indeed. So that's very positive, to be honest with y'all, man. And I just think it was a good win. Now this could have been a lot worse than what it was. You see Nick Anderson drop 2 touchdown passes in the game. That's the good. The good, what I just talked about, the bad was it could have been a lot worse than this, to be honest with you. Nick Anderson, I don't know what to say about him. He dropped 2 touchdown passes in the game. So yeah, that's something that I'm pretty sure that Coach Kelly gonna look at. You look at all of the good, and then you focus on the bad. But yeah, but it didn't matter much today for LSU, because the business was taken care of in a huge fashion. They beat the brakes off an opponent that they were supposed to beat the brake off, and we just good about this right now for LSU, and celebrate the win, and then turn around and get ready for the matchup that is supposed to come up when we face Ole Miss, who, like I said, they stumped down on Tulane today. So it's going to be fun and interesting. You can see the matchup indicator showing 69.5% for Ole Miss. Going up there, it's going to be a tough matchup, man. Going to be a tough matchup. This team is it's going to be interesting, man, to see how LSU handles Ole Miss. I mean, man, I just think, it's going to be in Lane Kiffin is really coming. He's been up there for 5 years. This is his 5th season in Oxford, and he is really coming to his own with this club, and we'll see just how well this will work. Right now, if you look at the standings right now in the SEC, you'll see the top 2 teams right here. You can see it to your right of your screen right there. It shows Southeastern Conference. Ole Miss 2-0 in conference at 4-0. You can see there are several teams, 1, 2, 3, and 4 teams that are currently 4-0, along with LSU, Ole Miss, Missouri, and Oklahoma. And Ole Miss right now is the top conference team right there in terms of conference records. They're sitting on top of the SEC. LSU is right up under them. So a win here kind of catapults the next team into the top of the conference early. And LSU's kind of setting itself up as we get ready for what is pretty much going to be a very difficult SEC schedule moving forward. But we're not scared of no ghosts, man. I think we this team has been fighting through. And Coach Kelly, man, you can see in these last, I don't know, man, in these last several weeks, especially last week, with him getting kind of pissy with the report. I think a lot of the pressure, because it ain't easy to coach at LSU, man. We're very demanding down here. We don't want to hear no BS. You got all the money. You've been here for 4 years. We don't want to hear nothing. It's time for you to do what some of these other coaches that were here for in their 3rd and 4th years. Win a title. That's enough year for you galvanized to build some talent. I know it sounds unfair, but that's the standard. Don't take the money and don't take the job if you can't deal with it. And that's just the bottom line, how we think here, man. So anyway, with that being said, man, I just think it's going to be interesting, man, getting ready for the next matchup. LSU is going to battle Ole Miss after we celebrate this 50 burger over SC that was supposed to be. So should we celebrate? I think it was what I'm really happy about. Let me just say that. What I'm happy about with the win over to Southeastern today is the fact that LSU wasn't really doing nothing offensively, like to the level we wanted to. It's mostly these incremental games here or there, and the defense was kind of holding and pinching down at other people. We did have a very interesting game, left some opportunities in the Clemson game. But this game right here, even early on, they started a little slow in the first quarter rather, and then in the second quarter, everything, they made the adjustments and the dam broke, and they just ran all over the team. You need games like this against lesser foes so it gets your confidence up, and also LSU was able to test some stuff offensively, give that offensive line some confidence and give these guys some fight. They're 4-0 and 3-0 at home. That's good for LSU. They've been tested. And then, of course, the demands of the Tiger Nation on Coach Kelly is forcing him to put more pressure on his coaches and his players to perform. So LSU had a game or so here where they were winning based on defense and all this kind of stuff, and now the offense steps in there and makes some plays, and that is something that if you want to win the national championship again, you're going to need offense, defense, and special teams to play at a high level. We are not quite there, but having this type of win definitely it puts us in the right direction. You're supposed to spank a team like you spanked them today. All right, so anyway, Rose says, yes, it's 48 and a half. Isn't that something, fam? They 48 and a half. So Vegas, either they have a crystal ball or something else is going on. I'm gonna let y'all fill in the blanks on that thing. But yeah, this was a win that was supposed to be, fam. To be honest with you, it was a win that was awesome for LSU to do and smack down this team. And then at the end of the day, it's just all the way a positive. Anyway, fam, we're gonna get ready to go to Coach Kelly. Here's Coach Kelly. Let's see what he had to say at the post game. Here we go.
I think we start with, we have a standard of the way we want to play, and I thought we upheld that standard. There's no perfection out there. But there was definitely some progress. So we made the progress that we were looking for. Now we got to build on that going into Ole Miss on the road against a very good football team. Again, the goal here was to, play to a standard, not to the opposition. A lot of respect for Coach Selfo and what he's done and accomplished, but we had the better team and the better players, so it then becomes much more about your execution and the things you do. And I thought we did some pretty good things today, certainly. So with that, we'll open up the questions.
Yeah, Brian, how do you maybe judge the way Garrett played against a team, how well he played against a team that's overmatched, but when he also hadn't done some of those things yet this year?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think, you look at the efficiency in which he threw the football, targeting the football, seeing the field. It's still, whether they're, a step behind or not, it's still recognition and feeling comfortable out there. And you could see there was a higher level of comfort in terms of him throwing, and then, certainly running the football as well. So, we're not, saying that, we beat, the number one team in the country, but it still requires, the technical development that we hadn't seen. And now that he's healthy, he's able to do a lot more.
Coach, how do you think Juwan Johnson's decisiveness as a runner has helped him? How do you think his experience at quarterback has helped his decisiveness as a runner?
I just think he sees the game really well. I think his natural instincts took over at that position. And I think we all saw the same things. Very impressed with the way he played, the way he ran, catches the football, does a lot of really good things for us. He's a really good football player, and we knew that, right? I think we all knew about him coming out of high school in terms of what he could do, and we saw a glimpse of that tonight.
Yeah, Brian, specifically, what did you want to see out of your offense tonight? I mean, going into this game, with the transfer from the practice field.
Yeah, I think the aggressiveness, as you know, we went forward on 4th and 11. That wasn't something that we had been doing. I thought we needed to get out there with some rhythm, throw the football, mix in the run, but operate like an offense needs to operate. I thought we were very conservative early on, but that was, by plan. Tonight needed to be one where we felt that we moved in the right direction from an offensive perspective.
What'd you think of Garrett's accuracy, zip on the ball, and just his mechanics?
They were so much smoother. His awareness in the pocket, his ability to get the ball out in the vertical seams, very easily could have hit a post for a touchdown. A couple of them were challenging catches. I think we only had one ball really that we didn't hook up with Nick Anderson on a comeback to the field, and they weren't on the same page. Other than that, I thought his ball placement was really good.
How you doing, Coach? Right here.
Got it.
In the back. Bauer Sharp, I thought he had a great game. Actually started his college career off at Southeastern, then wound up at Oklahoma, now at LSU. How have you seen his leadership really transpire on this football team?
Yeah, I mean, I think we all hear this quite a bit. I think the really good players affect others around him, and his energy, his passion for the game brings up others around him. Nice to see him catch the football. We thought we would get a chance to get it to the tight end, and certainly we found him in some big situations. I think our third down conversion was 9 of 14, and he was targeted on some of those. But yeah, he obviously starting at Southeast Louisiana. This was a big game. He was one of our game day captains, and he was excited to play in it.
Coach, our first time seeing Michael Van Buren on the field this year. Him and Garrett tonight, they spread out the ball. You had 7 different Tigers hit the end zone. What can you say about decision making and just maybe your offense turning a page this year?
Yeah, I was pleased with Mike tonight. I thought there was a couple of zone reads that I want to be really critical, but I thought he threw it on really good tempo and balance. Ball came out on time. I thought, from my perspective, for kid that hadn't played and hadn't got much time since last year, I thought he came in and you can see the talent that you have at that position.
Ryan, you've talked a lot about confidence in the past. What does a game like this do for the confidence of not only your offense, but your defense as well?
Yeah, I think more than anything else, it's, for our defenses that they want to play to a standard and maintaining that standard. I think they showed that obviously in the first half. We made some changes, obviously, in personnel. I think everybody's aware of that, but this group on defense is got a lot of pride, and they know that they can be a great defense, but it takes consistency. So today was a big day for them, right? Where they knew they could let their guard down. And if they did, it would be seen. They did not. They came and were mature about the way they practiced this week, and you could see it on the field.
In short yardage situations, y'all went under center quite a bit. What was kind of the thinking into that this week, and is that something that can be expected to be seen moving forward?
Yeah. How do you like it? You like it under center? Didn't know if there was a second question coming there. Yeah, I just think that, from what we're trying to do from an offensive perspective is that we want to strike on a wide front with that run game. And sometimes if you're in the pistol or if you're in shotgun, it's hard to hit the C gap and bounce things out. And I think direct snap gives us a lot more variety to the run game. And it's proven to be effective for us. So I think you'll see more of it.
Just wanted to say
hello. You don't have to add anymore. I could leave right
Okay.
now. That'd be nice.
I got one right here. Another game, another targeting call, another conversation with an official.
See, I knew you were going to set me up for this. You were just waiting. You were just trying to get something to get me.
No, just
how am I doing? I'm doing so calm and collected. Man, and then you throw that one out. Look, I don't know what to say anymore. It's an offensive lineman who we don't work any time with tackling, and it was a runner, and he might not have had the best form on the play, but he wasn't looking to target or knock somebody out of the game. He was trying to hold on for dear life. I just don't know why we can't figure this out. We can't do it right now. I get it. But at the end of the year, this has got to be addressed. And I know what I'm going to get hit with. Well, if we do that, then targeting's head injuries are going to rise. And I just think that's, an easy way out of this conversation. Yeah, it's going to take a hard decision that a runner in that situation, it's incidental contact. And if you want to give him a 15-yard penalty, go ahead. But to throw him out of the game, obviously I'm not on that side of it.
Coach, first of all, congratulations on a good win. Now, earlier in this news conference, you used the word healthy to describe Garrett Nussmeier. I know that he had been battling a torso issue since training camp.
Yes,
would you describe him right now as 100%? And if not, do you expect him to be 100% for the Ole Miss game next weekend?
Yeah, I'd say that, we had talked about during the week that he was on the other side of the injury and he felt really good. And that's why, we actually ran him a little bit. He felt good running the football. And we knew during the week that he was healthy just by the way he was throwing the football. So, yeah, I would say that that's the version that you'll get the rest of the year.
You guys rotated quite a bit on the offensive line
Yes, we
today
did.
with Cohen and Carius Kern,
Mhm.
DJ Chester. Just what did you like about some of the guys that were able to rotate in? And
We're
go
just
ahead?
trying to create a new line of scrimmage, and we're very demanding with that group in terms of creating a new line of scrimmage. And we're evaluating our offensive linemen after contact. I mean, it's easy to line up. You shouldn't jump offside. You need to stay locked in. You need to know who to get and how to get them. But at the offensive line, there's contact. What are you doing after contact? And that was a big point of emphasis today. We were giving guys an opportunity to show us how well that they were going to play after initial contact.
I got two if I could. Coach, I noticed Caden Durham limped a little bit at the end of the second quarter off the field. Is he doing okay?
Yeah, we'll find out. We'll get an MRI. The first I heard was an ankle sprain, but we like to check those things out. So we'll get probably an MRI and make sure everything's good, or a full scan tomorrow, and then we'll have a better report on them.
Thank you. And then red zone 6 of 6, fourth down 3 of 3, and then very efficient on third down as well. Just what was different about the execution and the key moments in this game today?
Yeah, that's what we were looking to do offensively. If there were some priorities, if you will, in this game from an offensive standpoint was the conversions. We talked about it last week. We didn't convert very well in short yardage situations. That needed to be a point of emphasis. So when we got those opportunities, we were prepared. We had the calls that we liked during the week dialed up. And we wanted to get into some fourth down situations because invariably you're going to have these. We didn't do that in the first 3 games. So we needed these opportunities. This game was a really good opportunity for us to sharpen up in those areas that we're going to need moving forward.
Coach, Juwan Johnson led the team in carries tonight. Is that something we should expect more moving forward, or was it more matchup based tonight?
No, I don't think it was matchup. I think, he was in the rotation. And Coach Wilson likes to go with a hot hand. If he sees a couple of really good runs and he likes the way that player's running, they may get a few more carries. So I don't know that I would read too much into it, other than he's a valuable player for us and he'll be part of our rotation. Good. Thank you.
All right. That's Coach Kelly, man. Kind of breaking it down, man. And just kind of letting us know what time it is in terms of the team, and a more composed Coach Kelly after the victory, right? Handling the business. It was a full team effort. And like I said, it's a good win. This is the type of win I think a lot of the Tiger Nation, they're not spoiled. I think I remember Coach Kelly said that in the heated previous press conference about how LSU. I don't think it's the temperament that the faithful, the diehards, are spoiled. We have a high standard here. And sometimes we're not going to allow people to pull the standard down because they feel uncomfortable by it. You get what I'm saying? We're just not going to allow that to happen. So U50 burgering a Southeastern team. The spread was 48.5, which is, interesting. But that was the standard. We, as the faithful know, when you get a Southeastern that comes in here, you got to plaster those guys. We would, even if they beat them 35-7 or something like that, we would have been like, that's all right. But you have to fully dominate teams on that level. And like I said, what it does is because it's the standard. It's what we do. Now we face a very difficult Ole Miss team in their building coming up next week, which is going to be in itself a very interesting matchup in the SEC, because it basically will decide the early lead, us taking the lead and putting ourselves in position to be looking at a championship, possibly the C word, getting a championship here once again under Coach Kelly. I mean, he's built a really good program, and it's time for it to bear fruit. We've been growing these been watering this stuff for a while. It's been 4 years. It's time to see what you've been working on. 56-10 win is awesome and beautiful and well endowed. But here is the next one. This is the next one on the horizon, and we'll have to take care of business against the Ole Miss team that's playing really well. It kind of changes our time frame playing under the lights. We're really comfortable playing under the lights. We're going to have to go up to a 2:30 kickoff time in Oxford. against Ole Miss out there in Vaught Hemingway Stadium. And we have to take care of business. Like I said, LSU, they're picking LSU, actually picking against LSU. The matchup predictor, whatever is for betting purposes, have LSU losing. I mean, this game to Ole Miss, 69.5%, according to ESPN Analytics. So with that being said, we'll kind of preview this matchup as we go into the week, because it's going to be one of those spotlight matchups that a lot of the national people will be talking about and discussing, because it is a very interesting matchup. LSU, top 3 team in the entire country, taking on a very difficult Ole Miss club, and we usually have issues going up to Ole Miss. It's a very difficult place to play. Kiffin has got those guys buzzing, so it's going to be a really good matchup between undefeateds, and somebody always got to go. Hopefully it's on the Ole Miss side of it. So anyway, with that being said, I'm going to cut out on that, man. Listen, I appreciate y'all for joining on this episode of Tough Tiger Talk, the recap stream, man, and listen to victorious plastering of a subpar foe. No disrespect, Southeastern. There's levels to this. LSU blows out Southeastern Louisiana 56-7, and now 4-0, and they are undefeated in terms of conference play, and we'll take care of business against Ole Miss. We'll line all that up later on this week. Y'all hit the like button, hit the share button. Once again, thank y'all for joining us for this coverage, and we'll see you later on in the week. Much love, and go Tigers.